Jerk! Let's go! Cam's a shit kicker, 2 bombs in the lead. Soul Dragon Cougar's no time for fatigue. And he's a shit talker, stirring up the show. Never played a shift, but he's ready to go.
Welcome into the Canister Podcast, episode number
342, baby. Yoink, let's go. What's up? Let's go. God dang. I just want to say happy Mother's Day. I know this is coming out on Tuesday. I just want to say happy Mother's Day to everybody. And, if you're around your mom, you haven't seen her in a while, you fucking text her, you call her, you give her a kiss, you give her a hug. That's me telling you that. I'm telling you, just do that. Mm-hmm. Go say hey to your mama, give her a nice kiss, give her a hug, give her a call. She'll love it, and you'll regret it if you don't. It only lasts so long, man. They're getting old. You guys all know that. They're all getting old. Take advantage of it. God dang it.
I gave you a very heartfelt text message.
You kind of did. It was actually quite nice.
I was thinking about it.
And he's like, I know it's a tough day for you. It's okay. Like, it's a tough day for my daddy. He misses her more than probably anything because he doesn't know how to live his day-to-day life without her. Mm-hmm. I was a little separated. I came back. It's just not the same. When you lose your mom, when you're living with them every single day and she's in charge of everything in your life, if you lose your mom and you're still in high school and shit like that, it's fucking goddamn, I'd be fucked. I'd be fucked.
I feel for those kids. There's actually a great charity out there for kids who want to play hockey who lost their parents. I think it's called Man Advantage.
But when you get older, man.
You were actually there. One time I spoke at the event, and you were there too, actually.
Was I listening? Did I go to Andy's speech? Did I pay for it? Was I like Andy
probably
speaking?
Paid for it.
Andy's speaking at this seminar. Let me go. That's not the case.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh, you're gonna try to turn it around into a
what?
Mean Cam comment.
Why?
This is for charity for kids who lost their parents who want to play hockey.
Yike. That's 2 of them. Yeah, I know. It's Keller's lot right here. That's what I'm doing today, baby.
I'm doing charity work and you're being very.
What was I doing there?
Just
listening to you? No, I was doing charity work too.
No, you were
No. They probably paid me to go there to hang out with everybody, and that's what I did. I wasn't there listening to you.
Oh, you take money from the charity.
God damn right.
Can I ask you a scenario?
Take money from the charity? Yeah, because I'm bringing them money in.
Can I ask you a scenario that I was put in years ago?
What?
I went and it wasn't my team.
What?
It wasn't a team I was involved in, but a local hockey team asked me to come out and MC their fundraiser.
Yeah. All right.
And I think they offered me like $400 or something like that. This is like a long time ago. And at the end of the night, I go there. I don't have a kid on the team. I mean, it's not for cancer. It's for the team.
Yeah, I know.
Not my team.
Yeah.
Saturday night, and I go there, and at the end of the night, they gave me the money, but then got upset that I didn't give it back to the team.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And like I'm getting chirped by the team manager about not giving the money back to the team.
That's unacceptable.
I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, this is not
That's unacceptable."
I know, blindsided.
So they gave you a check, and then
cash.
They give you cash,
yeah,
in an envelope, and they're like, "You're taking that?"
Yes. No. Like a week later.
Okay.
Confronted me.
The people that ran the whole thing confronted you and said, I can't believe you took that money from us.
Yes.
After you,
at a bar,
out of your own.
At a bar. I'm out with my wife. I'm out with a couple other couples. And this lady comes up to me. I can't believe you didn't give the money back.
Woman, what'd you say? Do it yourself.
And I'm like, you know how I am? I'm thinking, wow, did I do something really bad? Is that a bad thing to do? To give up my Saturday night to go to your
stupid game? With your stupid team that needs money. You need
then
money.
Then have one of the dads do it.
Anybody rich on this team? Have them donate. I donated my fucking time. This isn't going to kids with cancer. This isn't going to save puppies. I did to help your team out. And you're not going to pay me? Get out of here. Don't ever let anybody take advantage of you like that again. Don't ever let that happen again. I would have called her out and so fat. My wife would have been pissed.
My wife.
What would Lori say? Was she like?
She wasn't standing there at the time. It was kind of like we were at Cafe Napoli. I was away from the table,
That's unacceptable.
I was like, I felt like Mikko Rantanen when he got traded from Colorado. I was just completely blindsided.
Got to keep the dogs together. According to Nat.
Who let the dogs out?
Who let the dogs out? Well, Sakic, I guess.
Sakic let the dogs out.
Sakic let the
What
dogs
are you doing,
out.
Sakic?
Jesus Christ.
You had a Stanley Cup team. You could have been a dynasty.
What's Rantanen's numbers right now in the playoffs? Oh, 9 goals, 8 assists.
Leading the league.
No, breaking records.
He gets like, I think he has 18 points in his last like 5 games.
He's breaking records. And like him and
maybe.
like 99 are comparable to each other on what they've done this early in a playoffs. You guys fucked up. No. I'm looking right at you. We're on YouTube right now. I'm looking right at you, Colorado. You done fucked up. How about that? Not to mention, you're going to be playing against this son bitch for the next 10 fucking years. You're going to be in their division.
Same
He's
division.
going to torture you for the next 10 years.
I give Mikko all the credit, man.
Holy cow.
I mean, for him to find it again.
Get on with yourself.
Every game, this guy's putting up 3-4 points.
Taking games over, Andy.
Just takes him over.
No, taking games over.
I know.
You done fucked up.
Rupe Hentz, who remember when Bruce Cassidy
baby.
came on with us and said he's the most underrated player that he's coached against?
He's awesome.
Bruce Cassidy, after he won the cup, comes on the podcast and says Rupe Hentz is the best player no one talks about.
Yes.
And you watch him skate. Like, he's not Nathan McKinnon, but he's not far off, dude.
Big,
he's basically
dude.
skating as fast as McKinnon. He's so fast.
He's big.
And he opens up all the space for Rantanen, just like McKinnon did for Rantanen when they were in Colorado. So, different type of player, but he's having just as much of an impact. They're both Finns. They're having fun. Like, I said this weeks ago, and I probably changed it and flip-flopped several times after that, but I still said it.
After he talks to people.
Yeah, I
'Cause
still
he doesn't
said
have an
it.
opinion on anything.
But I felt like Dallas was like the best team to come out of the West. They look like it right now.
We said that for a while.
And we'll see what happens out of the Edmonton-Vegas series. If Edmonton can, if they can respond and recover from how they lost. But Dallas, man, to get through Colorado in the first round, nobody's having to go through Colorado, okay? These other teams are good. LA's not Colorado. None of these teams are Colorado. Winnipeg's not Colorado. Nobody is. St. Louis isn't Colorado, although they may be one of the St. Louis is probably one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the West in reality when you look at the whole big picture right now.
They're getting there.
I'm just saying,
They're
like
gonna get
in the
there.
playoffs, how they played against Winnipeg, how they won the games.
They're getting there.
But Colorado, obviously, a beast. And Dallas wins that series. So, listen, Dallas would not surprise anybody if they ended up coming out of the West and being in the Stanley Cup final. And maybe this is their year. If there's one coach out there, much like Paul Maurice last year,
like that
Pete
DeBoer,
DeBoer,
baby.
man, would be the guy that I would love to see win a Stanley Cup. We saw it with Cassidy. We saw it with Bednar. Yep. We saw it with Chief.
Yep.
We've seen it with all these other guys. Paul Maurice last year finally got his Stanley Cup. Pete DeBoer's been coaching for so long, and he's been so successful. This guy needs a Stanley Cup. He deserves it, man.
I know. I liked him. He was good to me. He did walk by me sometimes in the hallway.
Did not talk to you.
And didn't talk to me. And I'm like, God. Don't do that as a coach. But other than that, he was great. We had a good supporting cast, too, with Adam Oates and all those guys, Scott Stevens and Big Mike Foligno. We had an awesome cast of coaches. But Pete DeBoer was great, man. He's fast-paced. X and O's. He'll call you out, but he'll pump your tires up. He always included you in things. Even if I didn't play, he'd always have a clip of me doing something funny where everybody would like that kind of stuff, man. I love that. I'm rooting for him. I also watch the clip of him and Paul Maurice, who are best friends.
Yeah.
There's a clip on YouTube of them a couple months ago just sitting down talking for fucking 30 goddamn minutes.
I saw that, and go back and listen to the conversation we had with Paul Maurice last summer.
Fantastic.
Live from the Half Coast Studios here, and he talked about their relationship, how far they go back, and how hard it was for Maurice to knock DeBoer out of the. Didn't they play against each other? Or no, they would have played against each other if DeBoer would have won. Did they get to the conference final last year? I'm trying to remember, man.
I don't remember.
Trying to remember.
But I know those guys played in Windsor. They coach each other.
But they would have faced each other in the Stanley Cup final.
I root for you. I'm glad you brought that up because I root for Dallas. Dallas is cool. Okay.
They're super
Listen,
cool, man. Do you see Jamie Benn staring down their end of the ice at the buzzer last night?
You're goddamn right. That's my boy right there, baby. I like everything about Dallas. I like their rink. I love their city. I love Tits McGee. I love Pantera playing, blasting in the background. Everything's green. The team's cool, man. They're fun to watch. They're big.
They don't have the annoying glass banging.
That guy's fucking in jail or something.
Jail, finally.
Biz got him in jail. I don't know what the hell happened there, but A lot of drama going on in the NHL, man. I absolutely love it.
Dallas,
I'm here for
you know
it.
what? Like, because Ben and Sagan, I don't want to say they aged out because they're both, impact players, but they needed other guys to now
Of course.
take the lead, and they got that, Not even with Robertson, who's been banged up a little bit, but obviously Rantanen, Rupe Hentz, you look at, Wyatt Johnson and these guys, man, they're all
Scoring big-time
so
goals.
talented.
Yeah, it's nice when Rantanen gives you the puck.
Yeah.
Isn't it nice?
Heiskanen's not even back yet.
Heiskan, their best player, probably by a mile. Well, Rantanen,
He's their best defense.
he's their best defenseman, dude. He takes over games. He's so smooth.
Yeah.
He's not even playing.
What if Rantanen wins the Conn Smythe?
You done fucked up. You did. You fucked up.
McKinnon, what's he telling the boys right now at the World Championships?
Holy shit. Are you watching that?
Oh, yeah. Look,
Are you?
listen,
I haven't gotten into it too much.
here's the deal. The
Crosby
World
punched somebody.
Championships, I know he's yelling at the ref. He got a slashing penalty. Worst penalty ever. His
He punched
slashing
somebody,
penalty.
right? But knocked his fucking
Dude,
bucket off, baby.
I'll
like
tell you
that.
this about the
Don't
World
touch him.
Championships. Like, no, it's not like must-see TV because you don't
not.
ever know when the games are. Like, you're not like
9 in the
following
morning.
the schedule. But I do look to see who won, who scored, see the highlights.
Yeah.
Whenever you have Crosby and Ryan O'Reilly and
I
Nathan
get that.
McKinnon and Braden Shen and Jordan Binnington and Marc-Andre Fleury, all these dudes playing.
Yeah.
Macklin Celebrini
Yep. Hanging out with Crosby.
hanging out with Crosby.
Pick his brain.
Dude, I'll watch it.
I get that.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
It's not your typical World Championship roster.
I just never got into the World Championship stuff
No one does.
because I feel like they're all there. They're hanging out and
Of
partying.
course.
I got invited, by the way.
To the Worlds,
Ron Duguay texted me the other day. Ron Duguay.
our guy.
He's like, "Can you come on a trip to fucking Dubai and Russia with me and a bunch of the guys?" I go, "When is it, motherfucker?" He's like, "We're gonna fly in here, pay you this amount of money. We'll go to Dubai. We'll
How
hang
much?
good amount
Over 20
for me.
grand.
No, but enough
Mhm.
to where I'd make money and have a good time." And I'm thinking, you go to Dubai, St. Petersburg, Moscow, go. And I'm like, who's all going?
They treat you like Brittany Griner, dude.
No, if I brought weed in, they would, but
And
I'm
you
not going to do
probably
that.
would.
I'll know people there.
No, you won't, dude.
Yeah, you know more than you
You
think.
got to be careful because I know
I'm not going to do anything.
I would probably talk to Sue Bird or
Yeah.
Rapino or
But
someone, one
anyway,
of those because they have a lot of
Kate's like-
history there.
Kate's like, okay, we're going to Russia. I'd rather go to UK and sign autographs in Anaheim and make some money and then travel UK. Russia scares me a little bit. Dubai, is that my thing? Not really. It's all wealthy people. It's interesting. There's no crime in Dubai.
That's quite the
I don't know if
trip
I'm-
going from Dubai to
Mhm.
Russia.
It's a good little stop in Dubai right off the bat.
It's a lot of travel.
It's a lot of travel.
What's the
first class
What
tickets?
are you doing there?
We're playing games. And we're
Oh.
trying to, I think he wants to give notice to having the Russian players play in the Olympics and stuff like that. I
Okay.
think that's kind
So
of what
what's
it
it
is.
benefiting? Is there a charity involved?
Don't know. Don't ask. Don't care.
You should ask
You
that
paying me-
question. You should ask that question.
I don't care about the charity. What charity is it? A Putin charity foundation? Like, no. Like, do I want to go to Russia and play hockey games? I don't know.
Is
I don't
Sarah
know yet.
Palin going?
Oh, she follows me on
Is she
Twitter.
on the trip?
She follows me on Twitter.
Oh my God!
Mhm.
Remember Peelsy? Oh my God! Sarah Palin followed me on
And
Twitter.
then I had to let him know. She followed me too.
She follows a lot of
A
people.
lot of people. A lot of hockey guys.
It's probably a robot.
Probably a robot. It probably is. It probably is. But anyway, all good. I don't know if we're going to do that.
How are you and Kate doing?
Well, we did get into a fight. Is that why you're bringing that up? Oh, so
I'm just
do I have to say?
asking.
Because listen, I'm the most honest son of a bitch.
I'm just asking.
I'm the most honest son of a bitch in all of podcasting. No, I am. I talk about everything internal in my life. I do. Kate and I got into a fight, and it wasn't good. On Cinco de Goddamn Mayo, she had a little bit too much Código tequila.
Although Código typically doesn't do that to you. I mean, it makes
When
me
you're a
ha-
100-pound girl
Makes
and you
me
didn't
ha-
eat,
makes me
and you didn't
happy.
eat, and we're all with all our buddies, and you're getting fucking Código jammed down your goddamn throat because my buddy fucking runs it and sells it. She just got a little too banged up, and we had a fight, and it wasn't good.
Mm.
And I had to call her mom to come
Oh
pick her
my
up.
God!
I know.
Like
And-
an Uber,
And
basically.
it wasn't my fault this time, which it usually is,
Okay.
but this time it really wasn't. And it was different because usually I'm like, fuck, what I do? I'm like,
Have
okay,
you
I
ever
gotta
had to
calm
call
down.
her mom before?
Yeah.
You have.
Mhm. I love
so
her mom.
when
Her
you,
mom's great.
When you call her mom, is she like,
She's like, what's going
"What
on?
did you do to my dog?"
Hell no. I go, Nancy, you got to come get Kate.
And why did you want her to come get her?
Because it just
Just
When-
to diffuse the
all you guys are-
situation?
yes. I told you guys a million times. when you are fucking drunk and you get into a fight with your girl, man, you have to fucking de-escalate the situation as quick as you can. You're not going to win the argument. I don't care if you're in the right. I don't care if you're this. You have to de-escalate. And most of the time, it's you leaving. I'm not driving my car. I'm not leaving. I need somebody to come pick her up. I'm not going to go walk to my dad's house. I got nowhere to go. I'm not driving my truck. You got to come get her. And I always say this to guys, man. Anytime we get into a fight, it doesn't happen much. It just doesn't. But I would leave the room and go up somewhere and just get away, lock the door, get away. Just get away. Let things calm down. You wake up in the morning, you give her a big hug like, I love you. Even if you're right or wrong, doesn't matter. You give her a big hug. And she picked her up and I chilled out and I called her next day. She apologized. I'm usually the one that fucks everything up. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm the guy that spends the money. I'm the guy that does this. I drink too much.
How'd she apologize? Did she say, I was just so drunk, it was the tequila?
She's like, I'm never doing. She goes, I'm so sorry.
Oh, really?
I'm so sorry. I go, it's all good. I don't hold grudges, man. I just want it to be over. I even apologized before I called her mom. Like, I'm sorry. And it just didn't, you got to be able to de-escalate situations. Not that big of a deal. It's all good. We all fight with our wives and our kids and our this and our mom and dad and all that stuff. So, you know, she's the one that got up this morning and took my dad to go get surgery done on his knee finally.
A little white trash.
That's what fucking right. White trash. Shit, I'm fucking yelling like a son bitch.
Can I say that, or is that like?
I am white.
I don't want to get canceled.
I can turn into
that.
white trash like you can't believe, baby.
Like trailer trash.
Goddamn right, I can. Yes.
Were you throwing like hubcaps out the window?
No. I did punch the door and it broke.
Oh my God! In anger?
Yes, in anger. It was bad.
Cam, you know you can call me in that situation.
You would piss me off even more.
I mean, why wouldn't you call me? No, why wouldn't you call me?
It's a reminder, though. It was the exit. It was a door that goes into the laundry room.
Is there a hole in the door?
There's a huge crack.
Don't be calling David Novak from Blue Note Roofing.
Bam, and I
Don't
hit
be
it.
calling him to come over and fix that either.
So now it's a little reminder. Settle the fuck down. Your lives are great. We have great lives. I wouldn't trade Kate and I's lives with anybody. Like anybody. Even these guys we hang out with, these Hall of Famers, I wouldn't trade my life with any of them. That's a fucking reminder. That's unacceptable on both our parts. It is. You got to eat before you fucking drink tequila. Okay, yeah. It is what it is.
I think I would trade my life for a few.
You would. I wouldn't. You see what I do all day? Shit. I'm not trading my life with anybody.
No, I'm joking.
No fucking way.
I'm not saying that
My dad used to tell me that. My dad used to tell me that when I get pissy when I was a kid. You want to trade your life? Who? With one of your friends. What? Who? Who, Cam?
Chaz.
Who? Chaz and James? You gonna trade with dipshit Chaz and James? Fuck no. You got a fucking good thing going on. Suck it up and remember that.
Remember I told you about the Chaz that I went to school with? How
Chazs are bad.
He had one eye and he would take his eye out and roll it down the hallway at school.
These stupid stories of yours. I mean, good God.
I mean, you ever had an eyeball roll down the hallway?
Andy wants to live in the woods by himself. Has no idea
live
what
off the land. I had a lot of people reach out to me about that.
Stupid.
Different survival tips.
Stupid.
I forgot to say, one of our listeners said, why wouldn't you, when Cam asked you what's your weapon, I said, box cutter, of course.
Box cutter. What are those little things that go, meek? What are those called?
A Pez dispenser?
No, mink. What are those?
Oh, slingshot.
Slingshot. Somebody breaks in Andy's house. He's like, I got this. Sit down. Get that away from you.
Well, I'm glad you guys got over it, but always know you can call me, and if you need something in that situation.
You just remember,
I'm sending you text messages like that, like I did on Mother's Day. Don't act like I don't care anymore.
You don't. It's fine, but I appreciate that. Just when you get into a fight, you got to de-escalate as quick as you can. Nothing's going to happen when you're both drunk. You have to hide from each other and relax and settle it in the morning.
Yes, you do.
That's how it is.
And typically the next day, and I tell my clients this all the time when I give
your clients?
When I give relationship advice, because I do that. I mean, I'll be happy to give anyone relationship advice. What's the problem with that? Maddie, what's the problem?
Stick to what you know. Stick to what you know, Andy.
I can give lots of relationship advice.
Andy knows. You want to ask Andy about this Quenneville situation? He'll fucking break it down in 2 goddamn seconds. You want to ask him about the CBA? Break it down in 2 goddamn seconds. 2 goddamn seconds. NHL players, draft picks, all that. He'll break it down. Anything else? Fuck, I don't know. Weather, doesn't know shit. History, don't know shit. Geopolitical shit, don't know shit. That's where you are on an island by yourself. You know hockey stuff, but once we reach other things, you're kind of lost in space.
Oh, really?
You're lost in space.
Well, in this particular situation...
Like Katy Perry.
Oh, my God.
Lost in space.
And
everybody loves me now. No, we hate you.
Why? What does she have to do with this?
Did you see her dance the other day?
What did she do?
Some of these, are they the worst dance? Like, Katy Perry's wearing these fart catchers
Oh God.
on stage. Like, if you're a woman and you're wearing fart catchers on stage, like, that is the biggest turnoff. We're in the fucking 2025, baby. This ain't the 70s. Wear a goddamn thong. She's got these fart catchers on. She's doing these dances like, hey, hey, hey. Everybody's like, what the fuck is this?
Mm-hmm.
She is psychotic.
Very talented.
Well, she's an astronaut.
She's been to space.
She went to Mars. Those women probably
she
thought
went to space.
they're so dumb. They probably thought they went to Mars.
Okay, so anyway, so if you have relationship questions or if you need anything, you just let me know.
That's Candy.
No, because I will
That's
be able to
Candy.
answer those. In this particular situation with the tequila,
Oh,
typically
Lord.
the day after, everyone can move past it. When it's a drunken rage,
Oh.
that's why you see so many dysfunctional couples stay together, because a lot of it is chemical induced. The arguments, it's alcohol, it's drugs.
You know what it's about?
And then
You know what it's
the
about?
next day, they
No.
wake up and they decide we're going to like each
You
other
know what the
again
most
until
argu-
the next episode.
Do you know what most arguments are about?
Money.
They're damn right, homeboy. This wasn't the case.
That's the only thing.
The
that'll-
number one thing, my
that'll-
mom and dad fought about money, and I hated it. It made me be more driven than anything to make money.
It's the only
because I
thing
hated it so
that'll
much.
stress me out in life.
It's money.
Besides the fact my son used a ice scraper on the side of my car and fucking scratched
Jesus.
it all up. Scratches everywhere.
Are you serious?
And I've got
on
it.
what? What's your ice? It's
Last
fucking
time
75
it was
degrees.
icy. Last time it was icy.
Okay, that's a fuck
And
up.
it's
I've
an
done
it's an
that.
eyesore.
Don't.
Then he's telling me, so he sits in the front seat now, which you probably shouldn't. Okay,
At 8?
he's a big kid.
How can he not sit in the front seat?
Yeah.
at 8?
Okay. Fine. Jeez.
Yeah,
Well, most
hey, fuck, I think I was driving my dad's truck at 8.
I know 8-year-olds
Are you
that are
kidding?
still in like a harness.
There's 8-year-olds that are on $500,000 John Deeres working the fucking yards
Okay.
and goddamn
Yeah,
farms. I
okay,
watch. I
okay,
follow him on
okay.
Facebook.
That's
And
embellishing.
you're like, he's
that-
sitting in the front seat. That's
embellishing.
that is shows like
Fancy
you
lad.
are in a fancy little fucking circle. He's sitting in the front seat now. Shit.
So anyway, so he sits in the front seat. Most kids his age, Cam, do not sit in the front seat. I would say probably 99% of them, maybe 95%. I know kids his age that still sit in like kind of like car seats almost, like a booster seat.
Ooh, yeah. I don't remember like booster seat.
Yeah, booster seat.
Like, were you in one?
No, never had one as a
You
kid.
might have been really small though. You kind of slipped out of your fucking
Cam, they
seatbelt.
had no rules
You
when I
coulda
was a
s-
kid when
you
you were
coulda slipped-
driving.
Yeah, I know.
You ever drive at a red light and you see a lady and there's like literally like an infant in the front seat, like a 1-year-old, and you're probably like, you probably shouldn't do that.
Don't notice that much.
Well, I used to deliver pizzas down in the city.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh God, I'm just saying,
Hey,
dude.
Maddie. Hey, Maddie. Don't edit that out.
Dude,
What's that supposed to mean, Andy?
because I said that to you
dare
earlier
you.
today, and you're trying to,
How dare you?
dude. If you ever drive through the city of St. Louis, you see a lot of crazy shit.
Do you? Do you now?
Mm-hmm.
Explain it.
You see
What do you see, Andy?
Oh, I saw a lot of wild shit. Actually, so Jim Montgomery, that's where I met Monty, dude, when I was delivering
the
pizzas
city,
back in the day. And they actually made a rule when I was working there that I don't think we delivered past 2 p.m. And there would be, back then there would be people calling
Speed it
from
up.
like payphones. Can
Speed
you
it
meet
up.
me at the corner of like X intersection? Not very safe, and I would do it. But they made a rule when I was working that no more residential deliveries because it got too dangerous. So
They
it
would
was
have kidnapped you.
it was
and you would
only
have been in,
it was only like businesses.
you'd have
and
been in the
stuff
Middle
like
East somewhere.
that. Oh God,
Being a, you know what? You better be careful.
being a what?
They would have kidnapped you.
Oh, who
and you-
would have?
I'm just
I
saying.
ain't going to the Middle East.
You had no choice. They could have used you for work. You know.
Mm.
You better be careful with those pizza deliveries, Andy. You
Oh,
know
it
what I
was
mean?
it was pretty dangerous.
You know what I
back in
mean?
the day. I've been through some serious shit, dude.
I know you have. What do you think of the mammoth?
I don't mind it.
I love it.
It'll catch on.
I love it.
I don't. Can I say something a little controversial? And I love
Please,
Billy
you just
Armstrong.
did.
I just talked to him the other day. I love Billy. So it has nothing to do with him. I like Ryan Smith too, but I think the color combo is going to take me a little bit of time to get used to.
Love it. Love everything about it.
Everybody else does. And
Love
maybe
it.
it's because
I
you
don't
just
think
went through a
everybody does.
year or two or whatever. A year, was it 1 year? How long have they been in Utah? 1 year?
I think 1 year. Utah Hockey Club was
And
the dumbest thing in the world.
With no logo or anything, just the colors. I don't know.
People also say that they like the Utah Hockey Club, and I'm thinking like that's the nerdiest fucking soccer bullshit
Yeah,
ever.
right.
We're not soccer.
No.
We're not. Stay
No,
away
you
from
have to
that
have
shit.
a
Just like when you play
name.
that baseball theme when the guy came out as a closer and it's a
You didn't like that?
No, it's great when it was in baseball.
Yeah,
now
right.
the hockey's like, oh, this is cool. No, like create your own
That's a
thing.
New York Mets thing.
Exactly. Create your own thing. Why are you following everybody else's? Find a different song that's good for the hockey club. But like the Utah Hockey Club is the stupidest soccer bullshit ever. Now you're the Mammoth. Mammoth are fucking badass, dude. How they die is still a mystery. They were thriving
What
during the
is
ice.
a mammoth?
It's a huge elephant. It's an elephant with more hair and bigger tusks, and they died suddenly throughout the ice age.
They don't exist anymore?
They don't exist anymore, but they find them frozen in time all over the place.
When's the last time you saw that they heard that they found a
But-
frozen mammoth?
Yesterday.
Get out of here.
There's a guy in goddamn Alaska that bought a bunch of land. He's on Rogan the other day.
Probably living off the land.
No, he's got fucking tractors and material. He ain't living off. He is in some way, but he's also got.
No, and he's living off the land.
You would die, and your
He's
kids would too.
Fishing
Don't
for
play with me.
dinner is what he's doing.
Yeah, right. Anyway, he owns a ton of land in Alaska, and he found they were digging up something to build something, and he found hundreds of mammoths all in one little area. They're like, how'd that happen? Well, back in the day when it got warmer, they'd have these pools
They
of
would
like
herd together.
liquid, like quicksand. And you get stuck in these mammoths would crawl and they get stuck in this quicksand and just go down and then freeze right over. And all of a sudden,
Call them sinkholes
and
almost. Dude.
sinkholes
Yeah.
and quicksand and whatever, or a big pile of fucking
And it would
gook.
kill the mammoth.
And they would sink down and they just preserve so good. And all of a sudden he digs up all these mammoth tusks. It's
Wow.
unbelievable.
Enough to where that they would just completely go extinct. Just no longer
Now,
be.
people say man got them. I don't know if I believe that because we're the elephants. The elephants still survived. It's interesting how that worked. A lot of shit went down 12,000 years ago that we don't know. And I also do think that civilization was way more advanced
Yeah.
than we think it was. Although they do they find bow and arrows, those what are those called? Where the Indians would take it and they'd carve out Indian heads or what are they called?
Put them on
Yeah,
arrowheads.
Arrowheads.
Come
They
on.
find those and stuck into their.
Oh, yeah.
So they know that they were killed by
sharpen
man.
those
Sharpen
babies
those
up.
bad boys up and throw them. But to take down a mammoth when you are a hunter gatherer at the time, like Andy wants to be. Like, it's a very difficult process, man. Those things will fucking gore you so fast, they'll stomp
my
on you. So you'd have to
God.
have a ton of people around just to
Okay.
take one down.
Okay.
So it takes that long to take one down, and there's thousands, hundreds of thousands of them. Like, did that really was the case? No. But something drastic happened, like an asteroid
One
or
of my-
climate change that killed them.
One of my clients
Would you stop saying that?
messaged us the other day. Did you see that where he said, I want to see Andy on Naked and Afraid?
Oh, my God.
That TV show.
You're going to show your wee-wee off?
Dude, it's part of the show.
You don't even do it in the locker room. You're going to show your wee-wee
Oh
off?
my God. It's for the show. I would do it. If I had to make the money, I would do
You're
it.
going to show your wee-wee?
I think they have like leaves and shit.
Are you going to show your wee-wee?
Is that what they
When it
do
gets
on the show?
cold,
Is that what they do on the show?
the women will be like,
No, they pair.
ain't
I
doing
think they
it.
pair you with a woman.
If I showed and it gets cold, mine looks fucking tiny, minuscule at times. If I take Adderall or something, that thing is this big. It's the most embarrassing
Did
goddamn
Kate
thing.
chirp you for that during your fight?
My little wee wee?
Yeah.
No, because when I get it going, I'm a goddamn animal. Goddamn,
You're a mammoth?
I'm a fucking animal. I'm a werewolf.
Oh God.
Werewolf, sexual tyrannosaurus is what I am.
Mhm.
Not all the time.
Yeah.
Not all the time.
Yeah.
But once we need to get down with it.
Uh-huh.
Just what I said whenever you were alone with
Yeah.
your lovely wife.
We're going to Mexico.
Did you
in a
get
few
down
weeks.
with it?
Yeah.
Put some candles on and
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
take
I
your
love
put on
the
something.
I love the music.
Woman, take a bath,
Mhm.
shave up,
Yeah.
do your thing.
I'll
do my thing.
I'll put a little
You shave?
Dionne Warwick.
You gotta shave your
I'll
because
put-
last time I saw you down there, you had fucking things going
I'll
on, and
put
you
a
need to
little
shave that up a little
Dionne Warwick music on or
bit.
something.
Yes, and let her like just fucking.
Pat Maroon chirped me in the shower one time for having a hairy bush. one
Well,
time.
fucking shave it up, motherfucker. Like we
Jesus.
all gotta look at it. Fucking shave it up. Jesus.
I keep it very.
Not to mention, it makes
Manscaped's been a sponsor.
not to mention, when you have a small wee wee
Mhm.
and you have more hair, it makes your wee wee look even smaller.
Okay.
Just letting you know. No big deal. It's all good.
Mhm.
You know.
Sometimes when you're a married man,
Yeah, but you got to do her a favor too. She's getting down with
I
it.
understand, but
She's
you
getting down
You
with
just don't stay on your active routine with some
Well,
of
if you
the
have, if you're
manscaping.
alone with your wife, like shave your fucking
I don't,
bush.
dude, I take care of myself.
I don't
all
believe
over.
you. Show the camera right now.
Would
Show the
you-
camera right
I
now,
would be-
Maddie. Anyway, I like the Mammoth. I think it's cool as shit.
Yeah,
I like
okay.
their owner. You know, it is what it is.
We like a lot of things about the Mammoth,
Yeah.
and they're going to look to do some things this offseason. So
Well, yeah. How much cap room they got?
they got lots.
Tons. Just like Anaheim does.
And
where
but I
have
will
Pat
say this
Verbeek
about their
on.
owner: they
Ryan Smith.
Ryan Smith, he will spend, but he's not looking just to spend foolishly. I think if you look at like how he runs the basketball team, the Utah Jazz, can you name anybody on the Jazz?
Charles Barkley? No. I don't watch NBA. I don't watch LaFlop James.
LaFleur.
Pussy.
He said he couldn't go to the
He's a
Met Gala
pussy.
because of his knee injury.
I watched The Last Dance again because I was got my mind right, and I'm like, there's nothing on. I'm fucking watching The
Mhm.
Last Dance, dude. That son of a bitch compared to fucking LeBron James, it's unbelievable.
Well, when you hear former players talk about him
It's
too, it's not even close.
Believable the difference between those two.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
unbelievable.
So anyway,
Pussy.
La Pussy, that's what you call him.
God, it was annoying.
You see his though.
You see him flop the one time, he's like this. And he's like this, like a child, like looking at the ref, like, did I get a call?
Did you see his message?
La Pussy.
You see his tweet though about why he couldn't go to the Met Gala because of his
Oh,
knee injury,
Yeah.
which it was his way, a passive aggressive way of letting everyone know this is why we lost in the playoffs
it's
because
why
I
we
have a knee
lost.
injury.
And racism too. Okay, I'm gonna throw that out there too. It's not because of me.
Built a school.
You should have got a better player
Built
than Luka.
built a school.
How's the school doing?
I think.
How's that school? How's
I think-
Obama's school doing? Everybody's failing.
Why is it not doing well?
Failing. Not one passing grade.
How about LeBron was asked about them losing? He said, "Well, there's 8 other players on the court too." About
Oh, he
him and
sucks.
Dončić,
He sucks.
Jokic,
sucks.
Jokic.
He's cool. You see his brothers?
Oh yeah, they're ready to fuck somebody up.
Woo! Hardcore shit kicking
I think they're
motherfuckers
gangsters, dude.
from the fucking Eastern Europe.
Eastern
Oh,
Europe
yeah, dude.
gangsters.
Were they from like Romania or something?
I don't know.
Hardcore, dude. Badass sons of bitches. Remember Luka, there was a video of Luka after a playoff win.
He's drinking a beer.
He's drinking a beer and their GM grabs it away from him. Luka's like, I just scored 50.
Michael Finley.
Luka's like, I just scored 50. I'm 23 and you take a beer away from me after I just won?
Yeah, I didn't like
Like,
that.
no wonder.
I didn't like that.
No.
What'd you think of Max Domi's hit
Didn't like it. Andy,
on Barkov?
I didn't like it. Listen, I don't care that much, okay? Bullies win fucking championships unless you have monster superstars out the wazoo. But usually, St. Louis Blue, like those guys won because they fucking bullied you and hurt you and were mean and were hitting from behind. Sundqvist did the same goddamn thing on goddamn Carlson, busted him up, got a penalty, whatever. You kill it off. That at the end of the game is a little bit. It's just you don't need to do that, man, because now all the attention's on you and stuff like that, and you're rolling the dice of getting suspended. But there was hits like that all throughout this series, man. It just happens.
Mhm.
What did Ekman Larson rock a guy too?
He did.
Puck was nowhere to be found.
No.
I do like that Ekblad.
That was Rodriguez. that
Rodriguez
took the
got
hit.
fucked up, man. He was playing pretty
I
dang
thought
good
that
too.
was a dangerous hit, man. The puck wasn't even near.
Anywhere.
Were you surprised they reduced it to a
Yeah, it's
minor?
fine. That's fine with me.
Okay.
It's fine with me. We don't need to get out of.
I don't think every hit needs to be
I don't agree
a
with that.
suspension.
Yeah.
And I'll give Chief credit for having those guys on the ice at the end of the game. You know, for having Domi and those guys on the ice. I bet you a lot of former players, man, who are on social media or on television and are like, he should be suspended. We would have done the same thing.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
of course.
You came from distance. I thought it was a predatory hit.
It
So
was.
I didn't like the hit, but he also saw who it was. It was Barkov. Domi's on the ice at the end of the game. It's a 2-0 game. His shit's gonna go down. It's just it's the playoffs.
It's not a 5-0 game. Still
But-
a 2-0 game.
You know, so do I think it needs to be a suspension? Probably not. I was a little surprised that Wav from Vegas didn't get a suspension for the cross check to the face of Trent Frederick. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
But on the other,
if you're not going to give a suspension out for that, and I'm fine with it, you just want to fine guys.
fine, whatever.
Then, I mean, it better be super, super violent to get somebody suspended
the thing
at
is,
this stage.
that happens so much in games where you watch every scrum. It's this every time, and usually guys get their hand up in time before they get caught. So that happens after every single scrum. Like it happened 15 times in the Toronto Florida game where after scrum they're like, get out of my face, get out of my face. And this was kind of one of those things where I thought he was just the puck was right there too. Maybe he thought he was going to hit the puck. No, you cross-checked
that was
Trent
hard,
Frederick
man.
in the face and buckled him. Almost knocked his teeth out. I don't know if he knocked his teeth out or not.
I don't know.
But yeah, if you want to give him a game for that, it doesn't bother me. You used a weapon to hurt somebody. It wasn't a hit, wasn't a hockey play, whatever you want to call it. But I just like when you don't suspend me.
All right, let me ask you
I'm
this.
not going to lie to you.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Did Domi, by doing that, poke the bear a little bit?
Of course he did.
And now you're like, okay, Toronto, like,
Remember what Sam Bennett did to you last time?
oh my God.
Domi?
He may absolutely destroy somebody. And when Matthew Tkachuk's looking at William Nylander and saying, I'm going to get you,
he got hit.
it's not just a threat. Like, he will get him.
He'll
And
get
listen, I'll
you.
say this about Matthew real quick, too, because
Nice pass.
this guy's giving everything he's got right now, and he's not 100%.
No.
He's not even close. You watch Matthew Tkachuk at his best when he's healthy, and watch him now.
It's completely different.
He's trying to just completely grind through whatever he's dealing with. And I shouldn't say whatever he's dealing with because we all know what he was dealing with at the Four Nations. It's a carryover, but he's not 100%. So
What was it?
I think he had the groin situation.
Yeah. Oh, God. It was brutal.
I mean, this guy did.
You can't even stride out the way
Oh,
you
yeah.
want.
I think he may have headed over to Germany and done some treatment
to a
and stuff
really
like that.
fucking good doctor, yeah.
But
But he's going to get you, Nylander.
But like somebody,
will.
now like you just lost 2 straight games. They had a chance in game 3 to go up 3-0. They didn't get it done. The more the series goes on and the more I watch the series, the more I like Brad Marchand in Florida. Okay, I always like
Yeah.
Marchand, but I just love him in Florida too.
God, yeah,
the way
dude.
he's blending in, how he's fitting in, how hard
Nice
he's
goal,
working,
baby.
and
love
how
him.
he's speaking for the team too after games and stuff
Love
like
him.
that.
Love him.
He's just I can't sometimes that's where the best general managers, and I'll put Billy Zito in that category right now because he's a Stanley Cup champion, back-to-back
Yeah.
Stanley Cup final appearances, and who knows what's going to happen this year. But you just identify the right guy. Sometimes it's not the biggest name, even though he happens to be a big name, but it's like, who's the right guy? It's like Cam Fowler. He's the right guy
Well, ask
in
Pat
terms
Verbeek
of,
about that.
you know, what the Blues obviously needed at the time. I don't think the Blues could have seen him fitting in as well as he did. But, you know, Brad Marchand obviously is a guy that is not going to be a distraction. He's not going to be screaming about power play and ice time and all this
he's
stuff.
gonna do his thing.
He's going to want to win. And I'll say this, and we've said this before. These teams that add these veteran guys, you know, the Corey Perrys of the world, you know, you look at, you know, Ryan Suter, for example, you know, how he fit in with the Blues this year. There's other guys, you know, who are, you know, past their prime, who were once great players, elite players in the game. Corey Perry, former Hart Trophy winner. Ryan Suter, obviously a great player. Like, if I'm a general manager, I'm always looking to identify who's that guy that's around the league that I can bring on board. Not going to cost me a ton of money, but he just knows how to play the game, and he knows how to win, and he knows how to bring others into the fight with him, how to lead, how to be a great influence in the dressing room. And I feel like Marchand, if he wants to be, he can play till he's 40. He could be that guy.
Yeah, just be solid.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even have to be that fast. You're going to slow down a little bit, but you're so smart with the puck.
Yeah.
You're still mean. You know what to do. You know how to score a big-time goal when it's necessary. You've done it your whole career. I love him. And I know the Bennett on Stolars, we haven't even really talked about that. But just remember what Stolars did the series before to Ridley Gregg. Remember that in front of the net? He's like this. Well, blap! Kaboosh! Kablap! Kadoosh! Fucking him up. I mean, penalty after penalty after penalty after penalty. I've never seen anything like that.
From a goalie?
From a goalie since goddamn Ron Hextall was smashing cats back in the day, which he'd go to jail for now. This guy was all over the place, and now he gets bumped. He got bumped.
It was a bump.
It was a bump.
And they're
all you guys are going
screaming
crazy.
for a suspension.
Calm down. Look what he did. He was two-handed fucking Greg like this. Kablap! I'm like, what is going on
That's
here?
what happens when you
Get
have
out of here.
the Maple Leafs get past the first round. I mean, a lot of that narrative can sometimes be slanted in their favor. There's so much
Jesus.
emotion behind the coverage, and I get all that. But like right away, they come out immediately that Domi should not be suspended. Now I agree, but if the role was reversed,
you're right.
It'd be like, it's gonna be interesting. What's the player safety department gonna do? What are they gonna do?
Hang him.
It's like he should not be suspended.
Jesus.
So I don't think he should really be suspended either, just because I just don't like handing out suspensions to players in the playoffs.
It wasn't
unless
that bad.
you're really doing something crazy. We've seen guys get hit from behind at the end of playoff games for decades.
Decades, man. So listen, this has been so entertaining. Every series has been pretty damn entertaining.
How do you see the Florida-Toronto series going now?
Florida's.
Or do you think it's a home series, or do you think Florida now?
I think Austin Matthews is banged up. He hasn't
You
done.
do?
I think.
Oh, I don't think he is.
You don't think he is?
Dude, he's hitting guys. He's winning faceoffs. He's skating. He's just not scoring.
Well, that's a problem.
It is, but it's hard to score sometimes in the playoffs. And if you're gonna exert your energy in other areas, maybe. Listen, he didn't score a ton. I think he was hurt at times during the regular season, but I don't think you can just turn to that, Cam, every time a player isn't scoring. He's making plays. He's getting around the ice. He's being physical.
Fair. Totally fair.
Once he's not scoring, he must be hurt. No, it's hard to score.
You're the best goal scorer in the league. So score some fucking goals.
There you go.
What do you mean?
There you go.
So people are like, yeah, I like it. You look like Philip Deneau. Fine.
Yeah.
But you need to score fucking goals.
That's different.
So
that's
are you banged up? What is it? Figure it the fuck out.
That's fair.
You almost scored 70 2 years ago. Figure it out.
Because now, again, it's different territory. Like, you're playing against the defending Stanley Cup champion. It's not the first round, it's the second round. So if you do have bumps and bruises, right, it gets harder and harder to play through those as you get further and further into the Stanley Cup playoffs. Territory that Toronto has never really experienced before. They've never really been there. So how they handle it will be interesting. Marner people got excited about Marner in the first round.
You look good.
He did. And, his one goal that he scored here in the playoffs, he's got one goal. He had no goals in the playoffs the last 2 years. He just threw the puck on goal.
Yeah.
It should have been stopped.
There it is.
There's a bunch of screens in front. He threw it from the half wall, almost at the blue line.
Yeah.
So, he really hasn't busted out from an offensive standpoint. Matthews isn't scoring. Eventually, especially if they lose Game 5, that's going to become the narrative once again. That their best players aren't stepping up in the playoffs. Again, Nylander, I don't typically worry about this guy,
he's been
man.
pretty solid,
he's so freaking good.
Wasn't last game, but
Tavares
he's been solid.
plays the same way.
You got
Matthew
2 days off.
Nyes, obviously, is a good young player
Really
who's finding his way and he gets chances. He had a breakaway in Game 4.
Yep.
But this is and will always be, as long as they're on the team, about Matthews and Marner. You two better step up.
That's all I'm saying, baby. Yeah. Maybe he's not hurt. That's okay.
Yeah.
And I know he's doing good things.
Maybe he is, but I don't think we can scream to that. Like, the way he's playing, getting around the ice, nothing suggests he's hurt or limited right now.
Well, okay. Well, that makes it worse then, because you're doing everything else, but you're not scoring. You're a goddamn goal scorer.
Yeah.
You got to put
goals.
You got shut out.
Yeah.
You got to put the goddamn puck in the net. Mm-hmm. That is it.
But man, I do think Chief has done a great job with that team. You see how structured they're playing, how hard they're playing,
they're close
how
games,
committed they are. This is a different Leafs team than what we've seen in years past. But with that being said, man, you want to see their big dogs.
You got to
step up offensively.
I don't care. I know it's great what you're doing. You're winning faceoffs. You got to score goals. That is the bottom line. So we'll see what happens. I love every second of it. Mm-hmm. I love it. I love it so much. I love this series. I love both those teams. Gretter's up there with his daughter.
And Ty Domi.
And then
they're wearing Panthers jerseys in the box.
I know, next to Ty. Ty's just sitting there.
His son just
killed a guy.
At the end of the game.
I love Ty so much. When Maxey scores a huge goal,
he doesn't move.
Ty's just like this. I love it. He's just like, doesn't smile, doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything. Just fucking
Big
chill.
Walt will do that a little bit, unless it's a Stanley Cup final
depends.
if it's a
he sits there too. Like there's way too much going on. I know it's a good goal. I don't need to get that excited. I know what's going on here. This is a long fucking series. You don't want to get too up and down. Let Maxey enjoy that.
I see it in youth hockey too. Sometimes if a kid scores and the dad's like banging on the glass,
like Lori did.
Oh my God. Was that soccer or was that hockey?
No, that was
that was a That was a game
that
winner
was
shootout in a tournament of a championship game.
Andy,
though.
that was the funniest goddamn thing
So embarrassing.
I've ever seen.
We had to talk about that.
He did it!
Hey, do you know that?
I love you, Lori. I love you.
Do you know that last
You're a
weekend?
good mommy.
Last weekend,
Yeah.
they are out of town for Chloe's soccer.
Yeah.
There's a video. The game comes out, and you can watch the video. They record the games and stuff like that. So when I don't get to go, I like to go back and watch the game.
Yeah.
Because whenever I'm not there, it's like I played amazing, you know.
I know. That's how it is.
But anyway, so I go watch the game.
Yeah.
This girl scores on Chloe's team. Laurie's losing her mind. Yes, Chloe! Yes, Chloe! Way to go, Chloe! And like screaming, woo! Wasn't even her who scored. And she knew it. I felt so bad for her because she feels so.
She just loves her kids,
Oh,
man.
But in fairness,
I still got to make fun of her.
In fairness, a lot of parents confuse this other girl for Chloe. They look very
alike,
similar.
you know.
On
She
the field.
loves her gosh dang kids, dude, and she's so pumped up when they do something good.
She didn't
I love
come
it.
up with sports.
It's
dude.
just she doesn't know.
doesn't
she
know.
Doesn't know. You know, she doesn't know. My mom didn't know.
No.
My dad didn't know. You know what I mean?
Like I tell her, some of these moms I sit next to,
As long as she's not
are
chirping.
hardcore on their own kids.
Yeah, that's what I don't like. Like Mitch Marner's dad. Like, you ever see that video of him? Like, fucking annoying.
Come on, Mitch.
If he was like next to me at a game, I'd tell him to shut the fuck up. I would.
I don't know if you would.
Oh yeah?
Mm.
Why? Is his son gonna beat me up? If I'm sitting next to
You
him,
might just mind your own business.
I'd be
on
like,
it.
shut the fuck up. Yelling at your kid. He's dominant. He had 5 goals and you're yelling at him. Like, shut the fuck up. You're actually annoying me. I'm trying to watch the game. Shut the fuck up. See, Lori doesn't do that. She pumps her own kids up.
Yeah.
If Lori's like, tie the puck, you got to put your foot down on that. You can't do that stuff.
No.
There's a big difference. You scream when Ty scores a goal. I love it. I'm going to chirp you a little bit because you were having, you know, like heart attack, basically. I was kind of worried about her.
I know.
But you're not yelling
Sounds
at
like she's like on a roller coaster or something.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it was the funniest. I love it so much. But she's not chirping other players, man. She's
No, she's
happy
cheering
to
on all the kids.
She's cheering on all the kids. That's what you do. Okay, it's that simple. You chirp other kids. Give my son the puck. You're fucking annoying. Shut the fuck up.
there's a lot
That's the
of-
fucking
We
coach's
don't
job.
have those on our
That's the
team
coach's job.
particularly, but I've seen it with other
Don't
teams.
play with me with that. That would piss me off.
Yeah.
You know, my dad never did that shit, dude. Never did that stuff.
What would you do if another dad was chirping your kid?
Shut the fuck up and sit down before I embarrass you in front of your wife and your kid. Motherfuck. Good thing I'm not in the fucking game. I wouldn't be able to handle that shit. I wouldn't be able to handle it, man.
So, Max Domi, we're in agreement, should not be suspended.
Nah, ain't that big of a deal.
And plus, Barkov got right up too.
Barky,
If he was hurt, I would say, you know, you'd have to consider it. Although it's not a fair trade.
I want that Sam Bennett for the Blues.
Oh my God!
Are you out of your damn
You
mind?
know, listen, and
Come on.
I know he is on their list for sure,
He's got to be.
and he would look unbelievable in the 2-hole. I've already said that he's
Oh, my
not signing with a
God.
Canadian team, even though,
I know.
you know, I'm sure there's a lot of Canadian teams that would love to have him. But here's the thing: if you're Sam Bennett, would you go sign with another team, say for $7 million a year, or $7.5 a year?
Yeah.
When you could just stay in Florida for
Six.
$6.5 a year or $6 million a year with all the signing bonus money.
There you go.
What would you rather do?
Stay in Florida. That's why you got to give him 8.
If you, outside
How
of
old
Florida.
is he?
29. I just
Yeah.
looked it up.
I'd keep. I don't know. I'd throw money at him.
Oh, so would
Fuck
I.
that.
He's a difference maker.
Fucking come and watch him play every goddamn night. Are you kidding me? You don't know what he's gonna do.
You don't.
He might knock you out
And then score.
and then score and then beat you up.
Yep. And beat you up. Yeah, he can do that too.
I'd give him $8 million.
And he goes about it in a quiet way. Doesn't chirp.
There it is.
Doesn't chirp.
Doesn't say anything.
No.
Doesn't chirp. Doesn't even look at. He'll just go by the bench like this, like, oh fuck all you up. Doesn't even say anything. It's,
No.
I love that, dude.
Yeah.
I love it. Matthews chirping, everybody fucking time, blah, blah, blah. I get that too. But Sam Bennett's like, I'm here for business. I'm a businessman,
Mhm.
and you're in my fucking way.
You know who else is a difference maker
God.
too, man? I probably don't give him enough credit.
Who?
And I know he makes some mistakes and he's not the perfect defenseman, but you know what? He gets the job done.
Who?
Is Aaron Ekblad.
I love him. I did not say
He
that
plays
earlier.
hard, too.
He's mean.
He is.
I never knew he was that mean.
And he was the first one in there on Domi, too.
He comes in, maybe he knows how to do that forearm shiver.
Yeah.
Who'd he knock out the other day? Well, he probably could have got a ding for
And that was a response.
He's taking steroids. This guy's I love it.
Yeah.
I'd take him on my team. Oh, my, he's mean,
He is.
dude.
He is.
He gets that elbow
So
up
if
on
you're
you.
Ottawa, like I know Ottawa's
Shit.
looking for a defenseman. You
Is
know,
his contract up?
yeah.
What's he gonna get?
I don't know.
What's
he
he
wants
playing?
to stay in Florida.
What's he playing? How many minutes is he playing? 23.
Let's look and see what he played last
What's he
night.
play?
He hasn't played a ton as of late because he keeps getting suspended.
Suspended. He got dinged.
He
for
comes
20
back and he gets suspended.
What did he get dinged for? For the
20 games.
20 games, man. God damn.
But he owned it right away. That's what I liked about him.
Yeah, he
He
fucking
played 25-28 yesterday with 10
That's what
minutes
I
and
mean.
penalties. Got that misconduct probably at the end of the game.
Yeah. 25 minutes, you say?
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
2 shots.
He's so good, dude.
3 hits.
He's mean. You got to be mean in the playoffs. I'm sorry. All you out there,
How do
dude.
you think Seth Jones looks?
He looks okay.
He's not a great fit for me in Florida.
I
you
don't know what he is.
He's not dynamic enough for me.
I don't
on
know
the
what
power
he
play.
Yeah.
He's just kind of like
He's okay.
He's good, but he's a 4 to me.
He's
you know what I
okay.
mean? He's a 4 who can eat some minutes. He plays a lot of minutes. Played over 22 and a half yesterday. He skates so well. Listen, I get it, but he just doesn't.
He's okay.
He just doesn't impact the game.
No, I know.
At the highest level, but he's fine.
Well, that they got this. They got so many.
But Forsley needed to be better. He was better. You know who's all
Forsley's
over the
good.
place? It's just like he just needs to calm down a little bit. Like he's just everywhere.
Who?
Is Mikkola?
Oh man, fuck that. I like him.
I know, but dude,
he's mean.
He is.
What happened? Like
No, he was like that here.
because you get well,
But the focus was on what he wasn't good at too often.
when you win the Stanley Cup
Mhm.
and you go all the way like that, and you go through hell. You go through hell for 4 rounds. You become fucking angry
Mhm.
and mean because you just know what it takes.
Yeah, but
to
he
get there.
did that like when he was representing Florida, international or Finland in like World Juniors and World Championships and stuff. Those were always part of the reports, man. He played with an edge.
He's pissed off mean now, dude. He's a winner, pissed off mean. It's different.
Yeah, it is.
He's blacking guys in the back. He's cross checking.
He's confident mean.
He hits
He's
you.
confident
He'll
mean.
hit you from behind.
Yeah.
He'll hit you from this
Yeah, he
way.
will.
I like him. He's all over the place.
Like
He gets around.
I just wonder if Toronto, like, where is their mental psyche at? Joseph Wool, man, I love Joseph Wool.
Please give him a shout out.
And he was
Thank you.
fantastic in Game 4. Not great in Game 3.
He was fantastic in Game 4.
Game 4, that game could have easily been 5-0. And it wasn't. He made some unbelievable saves. That was his best playoff game.
Damn good.
And Toronto wasted it.
They wasted it.
Just wasted it.
Got to score some goals.
So can he come back and do that again? I think he can. People are talking about, well, when Stolar is going to be available. Listen, I wouldn't count on having Stolars here the rest of the series.
He's puking on the bench.
You're not just going to put him in on a Game 7. He's not going to be available for Game 5, which means he's probably not available for Game 6. And I don't think you're just throwing him in there for a Game 7 unless Joseph Wool is terrible in a couple of games here.
I cannot wait.
Games.
It's Wednesday night. They got 2 days of rest. They're going to have to go up.
Yeah.
Listen, you got to win on the road if you're
Mhm.
Florida, and you got to win at home if you're Toronto. Who's the most overrated player in the playoffs right now? Go.
Overrated?
So easy.
Okay, well, just hang on.
I saw
you're
you
like,
good, baby.
You're going
It's
a
all
little
good.
fast here. You're going a little fast.
It's
here.
all good, baby.
Most overrated. I'm gonna have to. There's 8 teams going right now, dude.
Goalie.
Oh my Hellebuck, dude, by far. What is he? Listen, I'm done with it.
Andy.
I'm done.
Andy.
I'm done with it. He can't play on the road.
Jesus.
For this guy to be.
What are you?
They should do a revote for this Hart Trophy and a revote for this.
Jesus.
This guy's gonna accept the award after you lose in the second round.
Let in 5 again.
Oh my God, he's letting in his own goals.
All over he's flopping around like a woolly mammoth.
like a fish.
Woolly mammoth. That made no sense, but it just popped in my head. The fuck is he doing? Hellebuck. As an American,
how many
it's pissing me
games
off.
has he let in 5 goals or more?
It makes me even more pissed as
in
an
this
American.
year's playoffs.
Jesus Christ. Look at what the fuck is his numbers? He's terrible. You've been saying he's terrible.
Oh, we've been saying it before
Everybody's
the
trying
playoffs.
to kiss his ass.
Before the playoffs
Fuck
started.
outta here.
And you know what? And I was saying to some people yesterday because, he looked better in the early portion of this series. And people were like, well, maybe he's found his game again. But, and I was like, well, maybe it's just Binnington who's in his head and he can't play head-to-head against Jordan
He's
Binnington.
in his head.
But then he comes back yesterday. He's putting the puck in on his own net. Listen, all I'm saying is he is considered the best goalie in the world, and he's not.
Not by me.
He is not.
Not by me.
So how much of it is system-related to what they have going on there in Winnipeg? I don't know, but they've got him for 8 more years. Is he
Scratching
ever
him
going
off
to
the-
deliver? This guy's save percentage right now in the playoffs is 84%.
Get out of here.
And I think it was at 83% coming out of the
Get
first
out of
round.
here, dude. The most overrated. It's unbelievable.
Change your opinion. You got to do
Help me.
something, dude. Help
I don't
me
wanna
out
be a
here,
dick.
Hellebuck.
He's an American. I like him.
Yes.
Fuck, I don't want him representing USA. I'll tell you that right now.
Ottinger's our guy.
No shit.
Ottinger's the guy.
Shit. I mean, there's a lot of other guys. This kid, I don't know what his deal
Demko
is.
comes back and he's healthy. He could certainly be in the
Holy
mix,
cow.
too.
Not to mention the Oilers, too, by the way. Like, Skinner at the end of the game. People were chirping Skinner pretty good. The end of the game,
The buzzer beater?
the buzzer
By
beater.
Riley Smith?
That was a nice play by Smith. Fucking half
Dude,
slap.
Wild Bill Carlson.
Oh, yeah, Willie, baby. What's up?
What a play. With like 8 seconds to go, this guy just carries the puck out of his own end, doesn't give up, plays to the buzzer, gets the puck in deep,
There
hunts
you
it
go.
down,
There you go.
wins the race, gets to the puck, gets it to the front of the net, and then Riley Smith does the rest.
Nice
You got
play.
Darnell Nurse just like diving
Woo!
around. Like, what is Edmonton doing? They're like, oh, we're just going to take this into overtime. Vegas is like, no, we're not.
No, we're not.
And you got the fake shot by Riley Smith, gets everybody flopping around, gets the goaltender coming out to the hash marks.
Come on, he went all the way to the bench.
I think he did.
Now, I get it when there's 1 second left. You want to cut off the angle,
Right. Just make yourself big and stay in the paint, though.
but people will say this. He forced Riley Smith enough to miss the net.
He did.
He came out enough
He
for
did.
Riley Smith to have to miss the net. If Draisaitl wasn't there, that
Mhm.
puck's going right across the
No, you're
crease.
right. I don't think. Maybe he was passing to Carlson, who was in front. I think
The game would have been over.
it would have been over.
It would have been over.
Well, it would have gone to overtime. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Would have gone to overtime.
the buzzer would have sounded.
Oilers are like, what the fuck?
But
Listen, when
there's
Vegas,
there's series changing plays
Yeah.
that just happen when you're going up against
a winner,
a winner, and
there you go.
we saw it in the Florida-Toronto series. I got to see what happens because it's different because, Vegas, they lose the first 2 games at home, then they're able to win the road game. Can Florida go to Toronto and win? I think the answer is yes, they can, but they got to do it.
You gotta do it.
So we got to see what happens coming up in Game 5
I
there.
can't wait, man.
But-
this has been great.
But it was the playoffs are unbelievable.
this is unbelievable. I am
Unbelievable.
glued into it, dude.
But I was, as a fan watching that Vegas game and not really caring who wins, although I kind of wanted to see Vegas win to kind of have a long series here.
of course.
But I didn't need to stay up and watch overtime. I was like, thank God the game ended. Like, I don't need to stay up another hour
It's too
to
much.
watch
I'm
overtime
miserable the next
and
day.
the game.
Like it's another hour
Let's
and a
have a
half.
shootout.
I gotta go to bed, motherfucker. I gotta go to bed.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to shoot out.
I'm kidding.
We need overtime. I
kidding.
wanted to go fucking 5 rounds in
I
overtime.
know, I'm kidding.
I want to
But
watch highlights the next day. I love getting up. I get up at 5 o'clock just to go on and watch NHL
I know.
Network and watch everything. I'll go on YouTube and watch every second. I just love it, man.
Yeah.
I have my coffee. The puppies are by. Like,
Yeah.
I love
I
that,
know.
dude. This
but it
playoffs
was
have been
that
so
was
goddamn
that was
good.
an amazing play. So there's things that happen just like when LA lost the challenge in the first round. That was a series deciding decision, or
Yeah.
had big time implications on the
You know who?
on the series. So there's little things that happen, man. And for Vegas to win the game on the road, now they're right back in it.
Right back in it, dude.
And you just things are gonna start creeping back into the head of Edmonton because they were rolling and they were rolling really, really good. And then the situation now with Florida come back and tie the series.
This is
man,
great.
They just feel like they've got
This is great.
their foot on their throat a little bit.
You know who just bores me? What team?
Carolina.
God, they just.
I try,
Andy,
Carolina. I'm trying.
I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do either. Because what if they're in the Stanley Cup
Fuck it.
final?
Oh yeah, Carolina against
Dallas.
Although Dallas is a big market. Carolina versus Edmonton. We got Connor McDavid. Carolina. They don't do anything for me. They just don't. Now, Ovi and John Carlson need to step the fuck up a little bit here in the second round. Like, Ovi, we need you.
Yeah.
We need you to score a big-time goal. Are they Slavin getting in your way on the power play? Probably. Figure out a way.
They only had 2 power play chances. They need more power plays.
Is Slavin getting under your kitchen?
He only played 14 minutes, I think, the previous game, right? Yesterday.
He's slowing down, dude.
Oh, Obi? He's got to.
Yeah.
He's got to. They've exerted a lot of energy.
They all are slowing down. Carolina's like no one's talking about.
But he scored 4 goals, I think, in 5 games, right? In round 1 against Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
So he could easily change the narrative in the next game, but they need him.
They need him, man. But Carolina just doesn't. I'm just kind of like, ugh. Like when that game's on, I'm like, okay. But any other game, I'm like, let's fucking go.
Any other game, I'm immediately getting the game on. When it's Carolina, I'm just looking at my phone. What's the score?
Yeah,
how much time's left?
I know.
Maybe I'll turn around.
I don't want to be that way.
In the third.
I don't want any boring teams to be out there.
No.
I want you to fucking grab my attention.
And I know there's people listening, be like, if you really give them a chance and watch, they're not that boring. I know that.
No, I know. We get that.
We know that.
It's
They've
all
got
good.
great players.
Mm-hmm.
I love watching a lot of their players. They obviously have a very good coach, and they play the way they play. Their style. And maybe it's just not a traditional team. I don't know what it is.
You guys tell us. Like, is that
what are we missing with Carolina? We're trying with Carolina.
We're trying, baby. We love you.
I like Brent Burns, man.
Shit, yeah. I want him on the goddamn podcast. You know, they just don't do enough for me. That's all. They just don't do enough.
We love Slavin. He came on with us. We've had Eric Tulsky on, the general manager. We've had the owner on.
We had Brindamore on.
We've not had Brindamore on.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
we
haven't had him on yet.
We got some cats coming on, baby.
Yeah.
We got Pat Verbeek on this episode, baby. That's a good get. A lot of stuff going on. Andy called, again with Andy. He predicted this fucking months ago to all you guys about Quenneville. He knew everything about Quenneville. Just so all y'all know. I chirp Andy. Does he know about history? Hell no. Does he know about what's going on with fucking Putin? Hell no.
A little bit.
No, you don't. Does he know about weather and tornadoes? Hell no.
More than you.
Okay, like what? How does a tornado form?
From
what?
The wind tunnel.
Excuse me?
It's like a wind funnel formation.
How?
Oh, we don't need to get into
exactly
that right
a wind tunnel. That's when the fucking wind goes between 2 buildings and fucking get out of here. Anyway, he doesn't know shit about that. But God damn it, when it comes to Joe Quenneville and all this shit, Andy knows what's going on. He predicted this a long time ago. Not to mention, Andy had Joe Quenneville on this here podcast a year ago, over a year ago. And he broke everything down before Quenneville did anything. So if you're new listeners, go back and check out that interview with Andy and Joe Quenneville. He was on for an hour with us. Didn't have to do it, and he picked out this podcast to go on before anybody else. So I got to give Andy credit for that.
There's still a lot of people who are anti-Quenneville.
Well, and it was a big deal.
They're trying to play the gotcha game, some media too, with like some of the comments he made in the report and stuff like that. But it's not even making any what they're trying to say they got him for. PLC's coming out fucking guns a-blazing.
That's why I love that. This one I love PLC. I love when PLC comes out.
Yeah, because he's
saying some of the shit that I want to say, but I ain't going to do it on fucking Twitter. You're lucky I don't do that.
Like he's calling media like douches and shit.
PLC, we love you, dude. I love it. I do love that. There's a bunch of weird... What else is going on with...
Okay, so I got to ask you this, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mason Marchment.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, this guy, it's a major no-no. I mean, you can never put your hands, your stick, you can't touch an official.
I did smack an official's ass one time after a fight.
Did you?
Yeah, and he loved it.
Okay, well, that's like different. That's like saying good job.
Good job. Yeah, I got you, baby.
Okay. That's not, this is like, hey, and Marchment's a very emotional player. You see him yell at the referees in the past. He's got a reputation for embellishing, too.
I don't like that.
And
your daddy didn't do that.
Okay, so in one of the infractions where I guess he took a stick up on his ribs because he was holding his ribs, he did kind of embellish it, tried to sell it even further. And I think the referees kind of see right through that. But when you go and then get up and on your way to the bench, even if it's just a tap and you're pissed, I look at it a couple ways. Number one, I give the official, and I got to look up his name, man. I don't remember his name off the top of my head. I give him credit for staying calm in the moment, not going overboard, not going crazy, because the league, unless it's called abuse of officials on the ice, there's nothing the league can do. I think it's over with.
Yeah, you can't look back on it and just be like...
Elliot Friedman kind of broke that down in a tweet, so it's like over, which is true. But I can't imagine other officials around the league are very happy that he just let it go.
Can I tell you what I would have done if I was the official?
Mm-hmm.
I would have let that go, but I would have stopped in my fucking tracks. Stopped, turned around, looked at him and said, don't ever put your stick on me ever again. Don't you ever do that again. I'll kick you out of this game so goddamn fast, and I'll suspend you. Don't you ever do that to me again. I'd give him a warning. But don't take advantage of the refs and fucking give them a whack like, you owe me one. Like, don't do that. You don't do that. We chirp refs left and right. It's all good. But don't you ever put a stick on a ref because you're pissy about a non-call. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Not to mention, he didn't do anything about it. Probably didn't feel. He's probably looking, talking to the coach. Who knows what was going on with the ref when he was skating by. But now this is all blowing up. He's probably like, fuck this motherfucker. I'm going to get you.
Well, other referees are too.
Yeah.
This isn't like,
They're like,
it's
I'm
not
gonna
like
get
it's
you.
the same referees in every game.
No. But
They
they all
rotate around.
they
Oh,
all know
dude.
what's going on.
I can't imagine the other referees are very happy that it's Graham Skillitzer. And listen,
Okay.
again, Graham, I give you credit
Graham, what's
for
up,
how
baby?
you handled it.
It's
You
all
didn't
good.
get all emotional.
Don't take that from
Because some
anybody.
referees would have been like, what? You would have gone crazy, become the show and whatever. He stayed very calm.
I agree. Yep.
But I would imagine other referees. Remember this happened years ago? Was it Jim Schoenfeld or something? And there
Don
was and then
Koharski?
and
Well,
the
yeah.
and the referees refused to like officiate the next game.
And they
or
brought
something.
these guys out there with
scabs.
like
The scabs
with like yellow fucking
Yeah.
things on
Yeah.
in New Jersey.
Yeah, they like
'Cause Jim's-
refused. They refused to officiate. I can't imagine other referees. They're probably like, dude, why are you letting this go? We can't allow players
Don't you
to
ever
put their sticker hands on us.
don't you ever touch me with your fucking stick like that because you're pissed at a non-call. Don't
Yeah.
you ever do that to me again.
And he did go up and apologize to
Okay.
the referee.
That's fine.
I think at the
Okay.
beginning of the following period, he went over to him,
That's cool.
said sorry, apologized, as he should. Now, did you see Tomas Hertl go to the bench in frustration,
Yes, and hurt his guy.
slam
I
his
know.
stick,
I don't like
and
that.
hit the trainer behind the bench?
I know. The trainer that works his ass
and
off for
cut
you.
open his head?
I didn't like that.
The
either.
trainer looked like he, number one, wanted to kill the player. Number two, maybe he could too. He could be fucking shit
Don't you mess
kicker.
with the trainers like that too. Don't play that game. Those guys do everything for you. They do everything for you, and you come off for not to mention your teammates are like, fucking sit down and shut up.
Mhm.
Calm down. You're getting us all rattled. Sit down and shut up. Now you just heard our trainer who does everything for us. Probably gave him a concussion. I know he got him a black eye or whatever the fuck.
No, his head, side of his
His
head
head's-
was all bleeding and shit.
Now your trainer who literally does everything for you. Now you fucking concuss the guy. Stop doing that shit. Calm down. Get on the bench. Yell at yourself. I don't give a fuck. But don't you come out whacking your stick around. You know who did that?
Wouldn't you have been like, right when that happened, be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like,
Of course.
he kind of didn't do that.
It's
Although I
another
know he probably felt bad, but
Don't care. I'd be like, dude, I'm so sorry. Like, come here. I love you, man. I
followed him
love
back
you.
to the dressing room.
I'll follow you back. You good. I love you, man. I'm so sorry.
Who
I'm going to
was
go
the-
score a goal for you.
Who was the player a few years ago that meant to hit the post with a stick, but he hit the goalie in the face?
No.
Remember
No. You know who did this? It's our boy back in the day.
I think I remember.
Our boy, who hasn't been on this podcast yet, but we love him. Our boy works for the Blues, is in the rafters.
Al?
Al McInnes.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I think so.
Yes. I'll show you. Remember he came off the bench one time?
Yeah, I think I
Al.
remember that.
Yes. And because my buddies were sharing this the other day,
Mhm.
and because they brought that up. Let me see if I could find it. But yeah, it was, Al McInnes came off the bench and fucking two-handed the bench like this. Well, bam. And it hit one of his own teammates' wrists and broke his wrist.
Oh, shit.
You don't remember that?
He broke the wrist.
Mm-hmm. Big Al, our boy,
Show it to me.
our boy. It was
I bet you that's happened. I'd rather him
Starts
break his
between-
own player's wrist than hit the trainer in the head, though.
you break your own players.
Well, I'm
Are
just
you out of
saying,
your fucking
He
mind?
hit the trainer in the head.
McInnes on Turcotte in Anaheim.
Oh,
Terry Yates
shit.
texts me. Terry Yates like, yeah, I was playing for Anaheim at the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And Al McInnes comes off. We'll find that clip. I don't want to do that to Al, but
No.
listen, we'll praise Al so much. We love him, dude. He's the man. But he comes out, goes like this, boom, and he breaks the wrist. He's probably, I can only imagine. I'd love to talk to him. Like,
Yeah.
we need to get him on. I know he
I
doesn't
know.
like doing it, but
I know.
but that's just
One of these
you never
days.
want to hurt your teammate or your trainer. Your trainers love you so much. They're like your family, man.
Should there be discipline against Marchand or
Marshman? No. The ref didn't want to do anything. He's not going to do anything. But I would look at him like, don't you ever fucking do that to me again. Don't do that
What do
to
you
me.
think DeBoer said to him?
You out of your fuck mind? Sit down. The board don't play around, dude.
He doesn't.
Does not.
He looks like kind of like
He
he's.
does not play around.
All right.
I'll tell you that right now. Nobody owns him, dude. Marty to Kovalchuk to any of those guys, they did not run his show. Nobody did.
Really?
Even Lou. Nobody did.
Really?
Just so you know.
He's about to win a cup.
I hope he does. I like him. And Tits McGee.
Do you think she'd come out into the ice and lift
Who's
the
banging
cup?
that? Like, seriously. Who's doing it? Because, you know, like, if I'm young, if I'm young on that team, like I was like, I'm going after that. Just for the boys. Like, I'm going after that. Girl, what's up? Girl, what's up? I'd be like looking at her like this, like, oh, good job, boys. And I'd look back and I'm like, or I'd come off on a shift. I couldn't help it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to help myself. I'd be winking at her all fucking game.
Well, you'd
Like,
want to play harder for her.
Yeah, I'd do it. Fucking do something, get in a good fight and look at her like, fuck yeah, girl, you want this? God, I know.
You want this. That's what you would say to her?
Yeah, if I'm young and single, you're goddamn right.
I hope she reaches out to me. I could probably give her some
Let's get her
relationship advice.
Let's get her on.
We should get her on.
If I'm a young kid on Dallas, I'm going after that. Hell yeah.
Wyatt Johnston.
If I'm Wyatt Johnson, I'm like, that is mine. I'm going to beat that up.
I don't know enough to really get into it, but that U18
Beat that vagina up.
trial is...
Oh, God. Well, what's that all about?
I don't know.
Oh, Jesus.
It's going
What
on.
about our boy's son?
Shane Corson, then.
I saw that today, Shane Corson's son. I don't know. I hate seeing that, man.
You just got to be really...
You got to be careful playing juniors, dude. Like you guys, man, I'm telling all y'all, your kids going to juniors and stuff, they got to be careful with the girl situation.
Do you suggest the parents talk to the kid before he goes?
Yes, but you're going to listen to your parents. No, the players have to, the coaches.
What about the coach, the GM?
Yeah, listen.
Every training camp, first day of camp.
When I got to Windsor, as a fucking 17-year-old fucking piss and vinegar motherfucker, I had so many meetings with all the team, with the ownership group, with people, with other females coming in to talk to us.
Talk to you.
About,
even back then.
Because you know why? You know why? What happened in Windsor back in the day? We had him on. Ed Jovanowski. That was a big deal when I got there. The Ed Jovanowski case back in the day.
He came in and talked?
No, but they talked about that case.
Okay.
And like, hey,
he
guys.
He still went first overall.
Well, he's a good player. They said, they warned us. Steve Ott would talk to me about it. Steve Ott would pull me aside, like, you need to be careful. Girls.
Really?
Yes, man. Be careful. Be careful with this.
Yeah,
you think you're on fucking cloud nine. They want to do all this stuff, and all of a sudden you get a little too... Just be careful.
Especially in these small Canadian towns.
Small Canadian
where the players
towns.
are
now they got
very
this.
visible.
We didn't have this back then. I'm
yeah,
showing a phone, by the way, if you're now on YouTube.
Well, that could be your best friend, too. Because they can get you out of
Obviously,
the jam also.
Didn't work.
Well, the defense is showing all these videos and text messages that they've gotten shit.
Like, hey, she's okay. Like, didn't they film that girl and say, hey, I'm good? She's soaking wet.
Something along those lines.
She's got, spit roasted.
I think she said she was sober. I don't know.
You got to watch how fucking the one
so
girl
we'll see how
five
that plays
guys
out.
can't do that, guys. You can't do that. Find a cool chick. Find some older cougars. Like I told you guys before, find older women. Older women will take care of you.
Domi, by the way, just came out.
Ass.
He's been fined $5,000.
Whatever. That's fine with me. I don't care.
Should we get to Pat Verbeek? Lots of stuff to get into with Pat. And just so you know, all y'all, it's not just about the Joel Quenneville hire. Man, there's so much other stuff I want to get into with him in regards to Anaheim. And, they just fired their coach. They got a bunch of young up-and-coming guys. So, they made the big Cutter Gauthier trade a little while ago too, man. So they've been in the headlines, Zegras trying to find his way. There's a lot of different things we'll get into with Pat Verbeek, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Because they weren't a bad team. Like they were
much
in
improved
the mix
from where they were the previous year.
They were in the mix for a bit there.
Terrible start.
Every time I watched them, I didn't notice much. Like Zegras didn't do anything.
But down the stretch, they started playing, and they played well against good teams. They beat Winnipeg. I think they were undefeated against Winnipeg, maybe with Dallas too, like 2-1 against them. They beat Edmonton in Edmonton 6-2 at one start. They did pretty well against the good teams.
They got a lot
Special
of
teams were absolutely terrible.
Terrible. PK power play both terrible. Terrible. With all that skill with Troy Terry and those guys, you would think they'd be okay. I don't know. Listen, there's skill on every single team. You just got to put it together.
Yeah, exactly.
And a lot of teams.
Is that coaching though?
Yeah,
Special team?
of course.
Yeah.
Coaching. Fuck yeah, it is.
So that's all. That's what I'm saying. So they made the
Yeah.
change.
That's not-
So I
Well, that's
know
not the
I
head
know you
coach.
can look at like Cronin and say, hey, listen, they really improved from the year before. He should be given another chance. They're in a rebuild. But when your special teams are terrible, that's the one way I think you can keep your job as an assistant and as a head coach if you have good special teams.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Who was their power play coach? Who was their special teams coach?
We'll have to ask Pat.
You know, is he fired?
I don't know, probably. I think,
Well, can he only say so much and then Cronin says, no, we're going to do this?
I don't know.
That's the.
Yeah.
But we heard weird things about Cronin, dude. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, when we hear things from other players that are kind of, they say stuff here and there, maybe a hint, a couple, like it gets around.
Yeah.
That's not fake. There's always something to
No, I
something.
gotcha.
There's smoke, there's fire. You
All
know
right,
what
let's
I mean?
talk to Patty.
All right, let's talk to him.
Okay?
Let's go.
Firstform.com/Cam and Strick. Do a video.
Oh, I'm going to be fucking. Well, I did a bunch
I'm
of
I'm giving Cam assignments because I am in charge.
I got this Screaming Freedom right here, baby. 4th of July is coming up in a couple months.
Show him your
What
shirt
am
and your hat and
I- Oh, yeah, I
everything.
got my hat on. I got my
Hat
shirt
launch
on.
made
That's all
that
I
hat,
fucking
baby,
do.
and the shirts.
That's all I do is represent First Form, baby. Got the creatine right yonder. This will get you jacked as fuck. I take magnesium at night in
Mhm.
my tea. Kate makes me tea every single night. Put that magnesium in there like blah, blah.
She didn't on Monday night.
And I take liver.
She didn't last Monday
I
night.
know that's funny. Horrific ordeal.
Should have called me. Why didn't
I
you
always
call me?
think like your neighbors are listening. You
Oh
say, "Probably
God,
are."
the old lady.
Would you stop calling the cougar?
Yeah, she may have
The
been
old lady.
listening.
Why do you say that?
Kate's mom.
Kate's mom. Her other mom. Kate's mom picked her up. Jeez. Listen, everybody's got problems, man.
You
At
gotta
least I'm the
come
one that
pick up
talks about it.
Kate.
I'm the only one that talks about it.
Firstform.com/Cam and Strick. Use our link and do it today. We appreciate everybody who has gone to First Form and used our link, firstform.com/Cam and Strick, man, and supported one of our longest sponsors and one of our best sponsors that we've had over the years, man.
Yeah,
They've been
they're the best.
unbelievable. Check out all the apparel, all the they got a new protein bar that's out,
Yeah.
strawberry smash cake.
Oh, god dang right.
I ordered that today. I can't wait for that
You
to
could
come.
put that in like a protein shake.
Oh, you can
put
do
that-
whatever you
mix
want.
that in anything.
You can
yeah.
put it in the freezer. It's like a dessert.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah. Andy made
I
steak
made-
the other night.
I
He
did.
sent me a picture of it. It looked pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't sear it, which I probably
You didn't share
should
it.
have.
Well, yeah, you should
But
have. That's
I-
an expensive fucking.
I
you
know, but I
It was
just-
really rare, which I like.
I wasn't patient with it.
Well, you don't know what you're doing.
I got the internal.
no.
I got the internal probe temperature exactly where I
Rookie.
wanted it.
Rookie.
Do you know what the guy said to me?
Rookie.
You know, so I go
You
to.
need a
I-
for a small little steak. He needs a
I
fucking
go.
probe.
I go pick up a bunch of stuff from my guy over at Paul's Market. Man, he's my boy. Great player.
Well, if you're gonna bring his name up
I'm
here, you
just
better
saying-
hook me up with a couple
I'm just
goddamn
saying-
steaks.
I'm
Don't
just
be
saying-
playing that
I'm
game.
just saying they've been around for 70 years, dude. They're like old school butcher shop. I love going there.
He probably shakes his head when you
He
walk
brings his like head like barbecue guy out. He said, "Can you tell this guy Andy how to make this?" He goes, "He's like talking to a third grader when you're talking barbecue." That's what he said to the guy about me. I was
Well,
like,
no
"Oh
shit.
my
in.
god!"
That just shows you your ignorance.
And it was
You
so it
have-
was funny. They
it's
were
good.
laughing.
I'm glad that you know that
Yeah.
other people are saying it too.
But I'm getting so much better at it, Cam. I'm getting much
I'll
better.
be the judge of that.
So I got my internal probe, my internal temperature to about
You
125 to
don't need that for a
128.
steak, unless you're cooking a fat tomahawk,
For
dude.
medium rare, I did.
Listen, you should be able to look at it and touch it and know when it's fucking ready. That's
I've got
when you
some
start.
I got some T-bones in the freezer. I'm making those now.
Oh,
Or in the fridge.
no, freezer. Don't
I
lie.
have some in the freezer
Don't
too.
lie to the people.
And I told the guy
Don't
that you
lie.
chirped me about freezing steaks. He's like, "There's nothing wrong
No,
with
no,
that
no,
at
no,
all."
no, no, no. It's not about freezing steaks when you have 3 kids. You
Uh-huh.
need to conserve fucking
Yeah,
food.
so there's nothing
You
wrong with that.
took out a frozen steak and didn't let it thaw, and you put it on the fucking Traeger. Shut the fuck up. You didn't tell him that, did you? You didn't tell him that, did you?
Shit.
Get on with yourself. Andy with hockey knows his stuff. Andy with everything else.
Oh, dude, I'm a hell of a
fucking dumb.
barbecuer. It came out
No, you're
great.
not. It looked okay.
Yeah,
It looked okay.
it did. I just needed to sear it. I didn't.
Did you
he
eat it?
told me that.
Did you eat it?
Oh yeah.
Is Ty eating this meat?
Oh yes.
Don't play with me on
Yeah.
that.
I cut the fat off. He doesn't like the fat on the steak. I have to cut
Don't
that
play with me.
No, he loves it. And half-pound burgers too. Got some salmon. I'm
Eating
making a
fucking wheat.
T-bone tonight.
Eating wheatgrass all goddamn day. He better be eating that
God,
meat, boy.
Don't I look healthier? Don't I?
No. I don't care about that. It's
Oh,
about Ty.
okay.
Is he eating that
Yeah,
goddamn?
he loves it. Fills him up too.
Look at me. Is he eating that?
Yes, dude. You need me to take a picture of it?
Kind of.
I'll put a picture of my steak on the my Instagram. You guys can
That'll
let me
blow
know
up.
what you think.
That'll blow up.
Probably go viral.
Just saying.
All right, David Novak with Blue Note Roofing. Could you bothered him before with the flower boxes?
I
Don't be asking him
might
to
have
fix
go somebody
the
else.
door.
I know. I feel like he's so busy right now to where
Yes.
I don't want to.
And you're gonna have him
with
fix your door that you punched a hole into. Don't do that.
No, it's a crack. Oh, it's
Oh
a
my
reminder.
God.
It's a reminder.
But
Don't laugh out there, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I know all y'all out there. Who the
But-
fuck you kidding?
David Novak can do what though?
He could do anything you want him to do. He could fix your goddamn roof, your fascia, your soffits, all that stuff. All that stuff.
314-920-5713.
He's a man of the people.
314-920-5713. Blue Note Roofing. He will talk pucks with you.
Yeah, he's a great guy, man. And you'll do damn good work.
He's the best.
Damn good work. Nah, I mean.
Blue Note Roofing. Illinois Recovery Center, Cam.
Right there in Swansea, Illinois, baby. Let's go. Right there in Swansea, Illinois.
You did a podcast, and I thought it was really good with you and Chrissy.
Oh, did you listen to it? Tell me the theme of it. Chrissy posted I did an interview, and Andy goes, great interview.
Great episode.
You're lucky I didn't say anything back on that.
Why didn't you?
Because I didn't want to. No, I didn't want to show people that you didn't really listen because you didn't really listen, you know? Maybe you learned something. Get out of your comfort zone.
I'm out of it.
Anything about non-hockey, Andy ain't listening to it. That's why he's ignorant with
That's
a lot
not
of
true.
topics.
Illinois Recovery Center, though, in all seriousness,
They're the best of the best, man.
if
Chrissy
you
and Jacob
or
and
anyone,
goddamn Eric Conley.
I'm talking to the people.
Oh,
if you or
sorry.
anyone you know is in need of some help, call them. Let them help you. Let them get your life back on track.
They will.
You need to be around somebody that cares about you, that has your
Yeah.
best interest at heart.
That knows
And-
what you're going
And
through.
I'm talking right now.
Andy, see,
No,
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 shut the
no,
fuck up.
no, I'm-
Andy doesn't know what you're going through. He has no idea.
Oh my God.
He has
How
no
could you
idea
say that?
what those sweats are like in the middle of the night when you're withdrawn. He has no idea how weak and yellow you are when you're withdrawn. He has no clue.
Yellow?
I do. Yellow. You look yellow when you withdraw. You're yellow. Toxins are all through your fucking body.
shit.
You're fucking yellow and you look like shit. And your eyes are saggy and you're slow. It's horrible. We know it. Chrissy knows it. Jacob knows it. Eric knows it. Those are the people you need to reach out to. Me, Chrissy, Jacob, and Eric. That's it.
IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com. But reach out. I'll get you in touch with Eric and
I
Chrissy.
got
or
women
Cam.
texting me
Oh, good.
about their sisters.
I get
3 in
women
a row.
texting me about different things.
I got women text 3 different girls
wow. I
message
love
me
hearing
about
that.
their sister. No, why would you love hearing that?
No, that the women are listening to the show, dude. That's all I'm saying. That
I
they're
got
reaching out.
3
They care about their sisters.
3
dude.
females reaching out to me all over,
and they care about
all
their
over the
sisters.
country.
I
One
can't
in
love
Canada,
that.
all over the country, and they're like, "Cam, my sister's doing this. My sister's doing that. My sister's doing this." And I go, "What are they on? What are they doing? How much money are they spending? Does she have money? Does she have this? How do her eyes look? How do this? How's her mood swings? How about?" And we go and go. I go to Chrissy, find him.
Go to Chrissy.
Go to Chrissy. He'll take care
Go
of you.
to, that should be a hashtag.
Go
Go
to-
to Chrissy.
Go to Chrissy. Yeah.
Go to Chrissy.
Hashtag go to Chrissy.
Hashtag go to Chrissy.
There it is. Hashtag go to Chrissy.
Hashtag go to Chrissy. We should
There
get a
it is.
T-shirt. Dude.
I know. Go to Chrissy.
We're gonna have Danny
I might have to go to goddamn
from
Chrissy.
Hat Launch make us a T-shirt that says
Jesus.
hashtag go to Chrissy. You hear that, Chrissy?
Go to Chrissy. Chrissy Pondoff. That's what you got to do.
Hat Launch. Speaking of Hat Launch, man, they made that hat that you got on right
It's
now.
badass. I love this hat.
They make the first form
Black
hats.
and white, baby. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
I need some more hats.
Okay, well, we're going to meet up with them. They're going to come in studio.
So
I
you
got to
know.
reach back out to see if they're going to come in and shoot
My
some
hats
stuff.
wear out pretty quick because my head's big and
Mhm.
I'm like chewing my fucking
No,
hand.
and they get yellow.
They get yellow because I sweat. Like,
Yeah.
oh, God.
They make the best hats. It's America's #1 source for customized
Yeah.
hats.
Damn good.
In all of North America, really, no one makes better hats than Hat Launch. They turn them around in 2 weeks. Best quality, best fit, best design. If you want them to create a logo, they can do that for you. So if you've got a business or whatever, do that. And there's a lot of companies and a lot of people who own companies who are reaching out to Hat Launch who listen to this podcast and are having hats
Hell
made.
yeah.
And we appreciate all y'all.
Love you guys.
Let us know when you do that, man, so we can reach out to Danny too and like say, hey,
Reach
this is
out
one
and
of our
touch
people.
faith.
Hatlaunch.com, baby. True Float, you know where they're from.
God dang Alberta.
Alberta, baby. They make the
Shit
best
kicking.
coolers. I got to bring that cooler back in for you to see it. But check out
Cooler.
their website or their Instagram account, True Float.
True Float.
TRU Float out of Alberta, baby. They are real shit kickers.
Badass.
And their coolers, man, can get through anything.
Oh, yeah, dude. A tank could run over that son of a bitch.
Don't be wasting your money on like a Yeti, because Yetis are what?
Pussies. They are. Compared to True Float, get on with yourself.
Is there a comparison?
No. They're the best in the business.
They make heated chairs. They make
badass
like
company.
mugs. They make everything.
Cool cats too up in Alberta, man. We support the fuck out of you guys. We love you guys.
Hell
man.
yeah.
We love it, dude.
They
We
have
love you
coolers on
Canadians.
wheels, big coolers, small coolers.
You make it.
Heated
Yeah.
chairs, and they put your logo on there too. So if you're a business, you want your logo on the cooler, you want to put it into an auction for a golf tournament or something like that. If you have a golf tournament, you want to put your logo from your golf tournament on a heated chair or a cooler,
Yike.
do it. True flow, baby.
True float. Let's go.
Bolt Sports.
You want to get better at hockey?
Take your game to the next
Do you
level.
want to keep up with the pace, or do you want to fall behind? Does your kid want to keep up with the pace, or does he want to fall behind? That's the bottom line. Every other kid is doing shit in the basement. They're doing stuff in the garage. They're doing stuff in the driveway, not at the rink. This is where you get better. This is how I got better. You can't just be at the rink all damn day unless you're Andy. You can't do it. Most people can't afford it. Most people don't have time. So your kid needs to find a way to develop his skill in other ways.
Yeah.
And that's where fucking this comes into play. You could do it in your basement. You could do it in your garage. You could do it in your driveway. That's how you get better.
Boltsports.ca. Check out their
That's-
Instagram too.
Yes.
So, and this is the time of year you want to do it, man. When the weather's nice and you're out in your driveway.
Oh my God, yeah, dude.
You should be doing this
it should
all
be-
day long.
It should be automatic.
Automatic.
It should be automatic.
Check out the
Obsessed with
dangle
it.
bar. It's sick. You want to learn how to stick handle? You want to be able to toe drag?
Toe drag them cougars.
You want to be able to sauce?
Toe drag them cougars. Telling you. That's how you do
I've been
it.
toe
That's how
dragging cougars for a
I'm
long
starting to
time.
rollerblade around in my neighborhood, and the women folk are
I
going
haven't
crazy.
seen you do that yet.
Well, you haven't been out there because you haven't been invited because you'll show up 50 minutes late.
Yeah, let me see that.
The women in St. Albans are like, "Ooh, who
Mm.
is this son of a bitch?"
Mm. Do you know Jersey
Son of a bitch.
Jersey Generator, Mark over at Jersey Generator? Who's
I might
the-
even
the
wear one of
man?
these jerseys too.
Do you know another one of our listeners who's a trombone player in the Purdue University band had him create a jersey with like a trombone player from the Purdue University band. You can do anything with these jerseys, whatever you want, because he was sick of wearing like the bullshit jerseys they were giving him at men's
Trombone
league
player?
and stuff like that. He's trombone. Oh, dude, he's a listener.
I didn't say anything.
You're kind of giving like a
Didn't say one word. I said a
Dude,
trombone.
I think playing instruments is cool as shit, dude. If you can play music, if you can, like Britney Spears, her son on the piano the other day, I was listening to that. He's unbelievable, dude.
How's she doing?
Musicians are cool as shit.
How's she doing, by the way? Is her son watching her get naked on Twitter?
I don't know, but
She looks nasty.
why are you saying that?
I didn't
about
say
people
anything.
Who you don't like musicians?
Did I say that? I'm the one who listens to music.
Dude, he made a sick ass.
You listen to one band. I listen to all kinds of stuff.
He made a sick ass jersey.
You said a trombone. I'm just trying to put it together.
Okay.
Is that this?
Yeah, I think it's a cool instrument, man. Old school, like Cats back in parades and like quartets and shit like that.
Is it a
Barbershop quartets, man. They play the trombone.
Yeah, you like barbershop quartets. They don't do much for me. But if you play any kind of music,
He got
you're-
a jersey from
I'm just
Jersey
saying.
Generator.
I'm just saying, trombone would be probably bottom of the list.
Use the
of what I
promo
would wanna
code
do.
Andy10,
What would be the number one?
or you can use
what would be
promo
number
code
one?
Cam10. But
What would
he used promo
What
code
would be top
Andy10.
five? Top five instruments that you would want to be good at.
Okay,
Number one
guitar,
is guitar. Number one is guitar.
Mhm.
What's number two to you?
drums probably,
No.
bass maybe,
Nope.
keyboard.
Piano.
Yeah, piano. And
Piano.
that's what Britney Spears' son is really
Piano.
good at piano.
I would go guitar first, piano,
Piano.
second, then drums.
I think once you can play piano, you can play everything.
That is a falsehood.
No, I'm serious.
Oh yeah. Oh, play the piano and go play the guitar.
they can
Are
do-
they connected? No, a
They can
synthesizer.
read
Yes.
music and do shit.
Piano's number two. Guitar number one because you can play guitar
Yeah.
and bass at the same
Yeah,
time.
I know.
That's what connects.
Drums.
Not fucking piano and
Drums.
guitar. Drums is third for me.
Banjo would be cool as shit.
No, it wouldn't. I would also say the third violin.
Do you know that
Awesome.
I
Or a
played?
saxophone, like blah 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 blah
Do you
blah blah
know
blah.
that I played the
Women
violin?
will go- you would.
Oh,
Andy,
you just
look-
said it was
Andy-
cool. Now it's not cool.
If you do it, it's not cool.
I did it.
Anything you do is kind of not cool. But
I couldn't read the music, dude.
well, no shit.
And I would fake it in the concerts and act like I was. I'd have the hands.
We
like,
all
the
did.
hands going like this, and like
There's a couple hot women on the internet that play the fucking
beautiful.
beautiful.
They come from a certain part of the
I
world.
saw this
A
other
lot of
girl-
them-
this
a lot of
other
them
girl
come from different areas.
that
of the world.
films herself play the fucking drums, and she's the hottest little thing in the fucking
Oh.
world from
Do
Ukraine.
you know that a lot of
My cousin Derek showed me. I'm like, oh my god,
a lot of
it's the
Asian
sexiest.
Asian women are great at a violin.
Oh yeah. Why is it?
I don't know. Why are you laughing at that? Dude, that's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying.
I didn't say there's anything wrong
Well,
with it.
you're like staring me down when I'm saying that.
Southeast Asia.
What's that?
Some beautiful women down yonder.
Thailand?
Man.
Okay.
And you would get got in Thailand.
Am I going
And
to
you
get
would
canceled for saying that?
And you'll get got in
No, I
Thailand.
won't.
And you'll turn into a lady boy.
Oh, Jesus, dude. Oh, my God.
You would.
No, I wouldn't.
With your teeth and stuff, I could dress you up as a cute little lady boy, and you'd fucking make money. You'd make money.
Dude, why did you laugh when I said Asians are
you would make
Asians
money.
are
I know some cats
out of like Asia?
I know some cats out yonder that would hook up with you.
The best string instrument players come from Asia.
I know guys that would hook up with you if you dress
Will
like
you
a-
stop, dude?
I'm just telling you.
Jesus.
It's all good. Who cares?
You're
Make that-
taking this way in a different direction.
Make that money,
It's
baby.
the playoffs.
Make that money.
In Asia? Or Thailand?
Little lady boy. You'll get got.
All right, Shilly plastering.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Would you rather have sex with the oldest woman on the planet or the hottest trans girl in the world? Woo, doggy!
Probably. I'm not answering that.
Answer the question.
No, I'm not answering your questions. I'm not playing his stupid ass games.
That's a legit question.
You play the Cam play the game over the weekend.
It's a legit
He
question.
played a game over the weekend. Somebody asked him that question. Now
I
he's
saw it on the internet.
passing it along.
What would you do? The oldest woman in the world who's like
We
120.
gotta get to Pat.
I'm just
dude.
fucking asking. Or the hottest T-girl. She's hot, dude.
I would probably not answering your question. Not answering your question.
Oh, man.
But I will tell you this: Shilly plastering.
Oh, they're the best in the business. Oh, my two neighbors are getting goddamn poos. Okay? They're getting poos.
I was talking about Shilly. I was hanging out poolside last night. Beautiful pool. Great evening. They're way too late, actually. That's why I'm struggling today on a Monday.
What?
But I was there late, and I was struggling
At the
on a
Creve Coeur
Monday.
Racket Club?
No, not last night. No, it was a different pool.
What were they doing there?
But I was telling them all about Shilly plastering.
Oh, cool.
And so a few of them, they already knew that. Oh, they've been around forever. They're the best.
Yeah.
They did my pool when I first got the
Yeah.
pool.
Oh, my neighbor's going to use Shilly for sure.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Second generation company. You know, they've been around since 1950. I mean, that's a long ass time, dude.
1950. The 50s.
Whew. We'll talk about that next.
I'm just telling you.
They plaster commercial pools, residential pools, home plastering. You know, they're the only authorized PebbleTech applicator in the Midwest. So that's backed by a 5-year warranty. Ask about that PebbleTech, man. Do it today. Unbelievable team of professionals, craftsmen. Turn your backyard into an oasis, baby, from Shilly plastering, and do it today.
Never want to leave your house.
Whew. Cam at Bellman, you
Swinging
get no.
dicks. I told you that a million goddamn times. Don't play with me. No swinging dicks up there. None. Your wife can go buy a car. Oh, God, I need a new truck. My transmission's going out.
Okay.
I can fucking feel it.
What
I'm
is
driving.
going on?
Son of a
Is this
bitch.
what Kate made fun of you about?
No, she said something
Degrading over to you.
about my truck.
Yeah,
Why would she make fun of my truck?
I don't know. I'm
I
just
pay for
asking.
everything.
I need to know what she said that set you off.
Maybe if I got a Range Rover for $200,000, like she'd be like, "What are
I
you
need to
fucking
know
doing?" I'm
what
like,
she
I'm being
said.
conservative.
Jersey generator
With my
by the way,
goddamn
baby.
money.
Get that jersey
She
today.
said something weird to me, and I kind of like, "What?"
You said, what'd you say? You don't act like you don't remember, because you're the realest guy on the internet and the podcast.
Yeah, but my brain
game,
doesn't.
and
my,
you're not
but
telling
my memory
us.
doesn't work. That it was something kind of like.
She said you were a shitty.
Cam.
You were a shitty hockey player.
I go,
She said you had no hands.
when I fucking scored 4 the other day in front of everybody.
She said you had no hands.
What do
no
you think?
vision.
What do you think she did to me that night?
No vision.
Come on,
At Bellman, you get no.
swinging dicks. I told you that already. None of
Buick,
that.
Buick GMC on one side of the street. On the other side, it's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Can't miss it. Right there in.
Troy,
Say
Missouri.
hi to Danny boy.
Danny, what up? Kenny,
Dale
the fuck you at, Kenny? Get back to motherfucking work. I told you.
and Dale.
Dale, what up, baby? I love you, man. Love all you guys. You guys been with us since the fucking beginning. We
You're the
love you
best,
guys.
dude.
We love you guys.
Go to Troy and go to Bellman today. Buick GMC on one side of the street. Other side, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. They'll give you sushi and flavored water. Cam's looking at that pink Jeep, small wheels, 2-door soft top, flames in the side. Nothing wrong with that.
Type B personality. That's exactly what that is. Type B.
Pat Verbeek, baby, on the Cam and Strick podcast.
Love you guys.
The Cam and Strick podcast is brought to you by First Form, baby. Use our link and do it today. www.firstform.com/camandstrick.
Get jacked now. They are the real deal.
Get that protein, check out the apparel, eat those bars, and drink those energy drinks. Firstform.com/camandstrick.
Yeah.
Now on to the interview. And we just hit record. And
We just go.
We just talk, Patty. You know how it
Big
goes.
ball of hate, baby.
Is it that beneficial to be over there? Like, what do you gain by getting to the World Championships versus watching?
Well, sometimes you can watch free agents that are over there. Not often, but you know, you can watch your own. You can watch your own players. There might be free agents from other countries that you haven't seen. You know, that are kind of wanting to come back to the NHL or on the verge of. You know, kids that are 24 years old. That you could return to the NHL, that sort of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Is your wife in the car?
She is, yeah.
Hi.
Hey, can you?
What?
You can't see me, can you?
No, we
No,
can't.
but we can hear you.
No, we can't hear you. I saw your hand kind of come through the
Yeah,
camera.
well, she's trying
Just
to hold,
trying to settle
trying
the
to
phone
hold
down.
the phone, yeah.
We want to make sure Patty wasn't in any danger or anything. You
Make
know?
sure he's paying attention to the road.
That's right. No reading emails.
Yeah, exactly. So, listen, you've been in the news obviously recently, Patty. So, I mean, it's got to be. I don't know what the word to describe it, if it's relief or whatever, but to know that you landed a coach of Quenneville's caliber and that he was even available. Well, when do you start thinking about hiring him? When does that first kind of creep into your mind?
Well, I think probably a day or two after, you know, I let Greg Cronin go. That's probably when you start putting the list together. Once that list goes together, then I started making a lot of phone calls. Obviously, there was a lot of things, you know, with hiring Joel Quenneville that probably had to go through. As we mentioned in our press conference, that you know, we had to do a lot of due diligence, had to you know, turn over every rock, and you know, just at the bottom of it, just make sure that we were comfortable. Which ultimately, as you know, we got real comfortable. I think when it came to the hockey part of it, that for me, that was a no-brainer. I've known Joel my whole just about basically my whole hockey career, and so that was, you know, at the end of the day, that was the easy part. Knowing that, you know, the success that he had as a coach, winning 3 Stanley Cups, and, you know, and stuff that he was doing in Florida as well. He was off to, you know, doing good things there. So ultimately, once we got past the hurdles, you know, with his, you know, suspension and all of that stuff, I think the hockey part became an easy part.
Yeah. And he had a great run here in St. Louis for years, as you know, coming into St. Louis and playing against his teams back in the day. And you're familiar with that, and won a cup as an assistant coach in Colorado too. So how different is this hire versus other hires you've had to make? I mean, you mentioned you had to make calls. I would imagine it had to be approved by the league. I mean, did you get a sense of how the public would react? How much of a concern was that? Like, were you able to get a feel for it?
That was all part of the due diligence. I think we understood there was going to be some, you know, some pushback from fans. Obviously, the hockey world, and like from a fan standpoint, I think we understood that, and that's why, like, it was important. It was important for, you know, our ownership, you know, to meet Joel. It was important for, you know, our, you know, basically our executive committee that we kind of had, you know, that I kind of had helped me go through this process that we, like I said, we turned over, you know, every stone we could possibly turn over to make sure that nothing would surprise us. And it came back as we, you know, had found out, and you know, everyone we talked to. So I think that was the comfort level. Once we got the comfort level with that, you know, on like, obviously there's, you know, we respect what the fans have to say. We understand, you know, their feelings, and And I think through this whole process, as I mentioned in my, press conference with Joel, that we think that Joel's going to win over the fans. He's going to win over everybody in the end. And so that I know we're getting a great coach. I know we're getting the right coach for this team, where they are in their stage. The youth, the veterans. I think it couldn't be better timing to bring Joel Quenneville into this team.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. Now, did you have to sell it to ownership, or were they on the same page with you pretty much from the beginning in terms of getting the information?
No, I did not have to sell the ownership. They met with Joel for a couple hours. Obviously, they had their conversations. I have no idea what they talked about. And so they got real comfortable with Joel as well. And when we compiled, like I said, when we compiled all the information, they were 100% in support of bringing Joel out. Obviously, like I said, we can always go back to the coaching record, and that was obviously, that spoke for itself. It was just getting, our ownership is they're very involved in the community, and they have a pristine reputation in the philanthropic world in our community, and this was important from my perspective, in the sense that don't ever want to put that in jeopardy. And so when we presented this information, and then our ownership got to meet Joel, it became 100% in support of hiring Joel Quenneville.
What kind of commitment are you making, Patty? Can you say how many years he's getting?
No, it's a multi-year deal. It's a multi-year deal. So I'll leave it at that. I don't want to kind of go any beyond that, but it's a multi-year deal.
Okay. And in terms of how you guys have been playing, you guys obviously got off to a slow start. Special teams weren't great, but, you improved from the year before. In the second half of the season, you guys played really well. I mean, you look at the record the team had against playoff teams. I mean, some of these teams, you handled yourself really well in a lot of those games against teams like Dallas and Winnipeg, Edmonton. You won a lot of games against the top teams. What kind of impact do you think he can have, though? How different will the team look under Joel versus maybe what we've seen the last couple of years?
Well, I think the one thing, the minute he steps into the locker room, is going to be instant respect. I think that is going to carry just a lot of weight just by itself. And I think, it's not like other coaches where they got to kind of build a lot of relationships. They have to do lay a lot of groundwork, when they come into a new team. But I think Joel he has that groundwork laid already with his reputation and his record. And so that puts us way ahead of the ball game, from that perspective. Now, him and I have, we've gone through, basically, the hockey part of it. I think it's going to be a little more simplified system. I think it's going to be it might be a little easier adjustments for our players to make. And there's just going to be a different mindset in how we're going to do things versus what we did this year. So I think that the players will pick that stuff up quickly, and I think we'll be off and running quickly is the game plan.
How much did you talk to Radko Gudas? I think he's the only player on the team, I could be wrong, who's played under Joel in the past. There's maybe other guys.
Frankie Vetrano did as well.
There you go, in Florida. Okay,
Yeah.
so but Gudas being your captain, and we've had Gudas here on the show before in the past, man. I'm sure these guys signed off on cue, but did you talk to them, give them a heads up?
No, I did not. No, I did not talk to the players at all on this hire. I don't know. I've known Joel since I was 18 years old. Okay, Joel was when I was drafted by the New Jersey Devils in 82-83. I ended up getting called up to the New Jersey Devils and the end of the 83 that 82-83 season. Joel was one of the first guys that I met and it was incredible how he treated me and how he made me feel part of the team, even though I was just a young kid. He made me feel special, and then I got to be teammates with Joel again in Hartford, and obviously we were a lot older when I went there, but the feeling, just the way he carries himself, the way he treats teammates is incredible, and there's a positive energy that just he emits that's incredible, and I could totally understand, and other players that I've spoken to that he's coached before, they talk about that as well, and I get it. I understand it completely because I know the person and how he treats everybody.
We were rooting for Joel for a long time. Andy's known him for a long time. I've dealt with him, my career playing against him, and him being here in St. Louis. And Andy and I had him on a year ago when he first came out and talked about everything on this here podcast. But for people that do kind of disagree with that opinion, like, what can you say about Joel as a person to these fans that maybe don't really understand him as a person?
Well, I think he's a really good person. I know his character, incredible character. So like I said, I've known him for a long time, and and I'll go back to, again, like, I respect, the people, they have their feelings of what their opinions, and I respect that. I think, like I said, I've gone back and I've known Joel for a long time, and he's a good person. So, yeah. And I think that's going to come through. Our players are excited to have Joel as the head coach, and that says a lot.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Yeah. Hey, the timing of when to make the announcement, did you go back and forth in your head on that? Like, to do it now during the playoffs versus, I had another individual who works with a different team say, I wonder if they'll wait till August to make the announcement when maybe the NHL news is a little quieter, just to kind of sneak it under the radar. Like, I was wondering when you would make the announcement, and how much strategy goes into when you do announce the hire.
I think for us, we wanted to kind of do it as soon as we made our decision. We wanted to do it as quick as possible, probably for a couple reasons. I think so. Joel has a lot of ground to be able to, when we want to find these, assistant coaches, he has some runway for there, and then obviously a lot of runway to get to, to start talking to all our players and. Start building those relationships with people that he doesn't know. So that takes time, and that was part of the reasoning we wanted to do it so quickly.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. What do you think he's gonna? Will there be any adjustment considering how long he hasn't been behind the bench? He's had to wait now the last few seasons. Will that take some time to get back up to speed, or is it like riding a bike for a guy of his experience?
It'll be like riding a bike. I think the one thing Joel has done, he's been in constant communication. He talks to a lot of people. I think he talks to a lot of coaches in the league. There's certainly, when it comes to how the game is being played, how the game is being, from a strategic standpoint, Joel's on top of it. I've had many good discussions with Joel already. He is sharp as a tack. I'm not worried about that one iota. And I think probably the first, he'll be able to get the butterflies out in exhibition game. He'll be able to get back in that riding that bike and understanding, line changes and, deploying all his players in the right scenarios. I think that he'll probably have a couple games to adjust during exhibition, and I think it will just come right back to him.
Yeah. Well, talking to some of his former players over the last few days, that's the one area they just immediately say how great he is his bench management. He's always a step ahead of whoever he's going toe-to-toe with on the other side. So that shouldn't be an issue. You mentioned the assistant coaches. No word on that, right? You can't nothing to report in terms of who he's bringing with him.
We're just building a list right now, guys. Like, there's obviously I know Joel's worked with with a few people, and coaches. They have certainly relationships with other coaches, and so there's comfort in knowing people that you work with. But I think Joel and I will work together when it comes to find those coaches to put together the best possible staff that we possibly can. I think, as you guys mentioned earlier, that our special teams was not very good, and we have a lot of room to grow in that area. And so we're going to look for people that are stars in those areas in the PK and the power play. So, that's the goal right now.
How active you think you'll be in free agency? How different could your team look next year, Patty?
Well, that's a tough question. We're certainly, I think it's my goal. There's two things that I can look at. The goal is to improve, whether it might be through free agency or through a trade. So I'm going to probably look to improve, over even just over the entire roster, pick away at it and try and make gains so that we can improve on the power play and we can improve on the penalty killers. So that'll be kind of some of the players that we're going to try and look to add.
Yeah, I don't want to misquote you, but I thought maybe you said at the end of the year you think this is a playoff team next year, something along those lines. I could be wrong, but
our goal is to it's going to be to make the playoffs. So like obviously I think when I look back on this season, and I told the players this themselves when I met with the team at the end of the season, I said the most disappointing part of the whole season for me was we lost 3 games to St. Louis, we lost 2 games to Vancouver, and we lost 2 games to Calgary. I said, guys, when you're going to make the playoffs, you have to win those games, and we did not match up, and we didn't outwork them, we didn't outcompete them, and so ultimately, those games when you make the playoffs matter. They absolute matter. So it's a mindset that we're going to have to tackle as a group, and so I want them to understand that those games when you're going head to head with teams that you're battling for the playoffs, you can't make any missteps. You have to win those games, and so that was probably the most disappointing part of the whole season for me.
I'm sure you're watching every single playoff game, and my questions are: A, does your beautiful wife watch the games with you? And B, what are you noticing out of the trend in this playoff series? What's successful for some of these teams?
Well, the thing that's is I've gone back to our players, and for the first round and even this round, ultimately, these playoffs have been really physical. And so what I've been trying, especially with the young guys, I've asked them, to really study these playoffs and understand what's going to be vital for us moving forward is they're going to have to be really strong, and they're going to understand how physical these playoffs are going to be. So you're going to have to get your head wrapped around all of that stuff. And so, drafting players and then, recruiting players or signing free agents into your group is going to be important from that aspect with how these playoffs have been played this year.
It's hard to find offensive players, isn't it? I mean, and guys who can score goals. I mean, I think your leading scorer last year had just over 50 points. So
yeah.
Obviously you just look around the league. I mean, you're going to have to want to improve from that standpoint. Do you feel like you have guys internally that can take that next step offensively to get you to where you need to be from a goal scoring standpoint?
Well, I think so. Like, certainly I think we're kind of expecting our younger guys to take another step. They certainly improved in the back half of this season. I think Cutter Gauthier had, there was a lot to learn from his perspective. Never playing 80 games in a season. He played 82. He played all 82 this year. And so I think the big thing with him, having that break, Four Nations was really helpful, not only to him physically, but to mental, the mental part.
Yeah.
Tavish took a nice step, so our young guys are starting to take steps. Jackson Lacombe had a really good season. Expect these guys to start feeling more comfortable. But I think the one thing I did communicate to all these guys, I said, guys, you're not sneaking up on anybody anymore, and you're going to have to be prepared to be better than what you were, because people are going to be prepared for you now. So that's always a thing that they don't think about, and that they're gonna come face to face with this next season. But I do believe they're all capable of taking another step, to bring more offense. And I'm gonna see what scenarios present themselves to help support the offensive part of our game, because we need to produce more, so to be able to have a chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah, Gauthier is interesting, man. I mean, it was such an exciting trade for hockey fans. You just don't see those type of trades happen too often. Break that down for us, Patty. How'd that go down? Between you guys in Philadelphia, you shipped over Drysdale, the defenseman, but you get a guy who historically, from a college standpoint, I mean, he just produced crazy numbers in college, and everyone knows that he can score goals. So you're very fortunate to be able to get a player like that into the organization who you don't draft, who's this young. So how'd that come about?
Well, I think obviously I know Philadelphia reached out to a bunch of different teams. They looked over everybody's prospects, like we all do, and so we ended up getting into discussions that they were going to move him. I think where I had a luxury was I have a lot of right-hand defense prospects, that are coming and that are going to be ready to play in the NHL. And so we had, with Hellison taking a big step and playing for us, that helped. That there's, Luno is in the minors as well, like this year. So we have right-hand defensemen that are coming that will ultimately challenge for roster spots in the next year and a half, and so I was fortunate, to be able to move Jamie that could help us fill a top 6 role in what I believe Cutter Gauthier can be.
Yeah, for sure. I think, didn't he make the comment like he had the game circled on his calendar or whatever against the Flyers? Like, do you talk to him about that type of stuff? Do you just let it go? Or how do you think he handled that situation, Patty?
I asked him if he ever watched Barry Sanders score touchdowns, and he said, yes, he did. I said, did you watch him how he just handed the ball back to the referee? He goes, yes. I said, okay. That's how I want you to kind of, take scoring goals or taking any of that sort of thing. It's certainly, I love guys that are confident, but I like them to remain humble when it comes to talking about their confidence, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does.
It does, man. It helps when you got a guy who scored over 500 goals who's telling you that, too.
Yeah, no doubt about it. 2,500 minutes of penalties, too.
Exactly.
Let's go.
Exactly.
Hey, Trevor Zegras, he blows up early in his career. He does the Michigan, now we call it the Zegras. I watched him live doing Blues Radio, and I just kind of wanted a little bit more from him. Like, I know he got banged up a little bit, but what are you expecting out of him next year?
I think the last couple of years he's kind of been dealing with injuries, so his season's been kind of disjointed. He just seems to get going, and then he gets hurt, and he's had long injuries, so he's lost a lot of time this year as well. The year before with an ankle, there's been tough injuries where he's lost 2 months at a time, and so this year I was Trevor, he went to work, and I know Greg was really hard on him, and getting him to play a 200-foot game. And and Trevor's traded, playing better defensively. Can he still get better? Yes, there's still lots of improvement. But the one thing he did, he made great strides in that area. And that's, the one thing he's always said, well, no one's ever held me accountable to this, because I've been able to produce. And I said, well, and some of the talks with Trevor, you have to do this. If you're going to win in the playoffs, you can't be one-sided, because ultimately guys really start bearing down on guys that are offensive. Everything gets scrutinized more from a strategy standpoint. And so there's less room out there for you to operate. So you're going to have to be as reliable defensively as you are offensively. And so he's just starting to really understand that. And I think that he's made really good strides in that area. And now, I see the upside in his offensive game really taking another step as well, because sometimes when you have to take a step back from the offensive game to make improvements in the defensive game. And I think at some point he'll start to really grasp on how he can do both really well.
Hey, was Cronin too hard on the guys? I mean, that was a narrative that was thrown out there around the league, like maybe a young team. I'm kind of, in a lot of ways, I'm old school. In some ways like that. Like, I think if you look at the situation when Greg came in, we needed a major culture shift. We needed a major accountability shift. And Greg was that guy that could do it. And I'm certainly glad that he really laid an outstanding foundation for our group when it comes to the culture and to the accountability. And that's why why we're talking here, Zegras, no one's ever done that before. And so there was adjustments. There was a lot of adjustments in understanding how players. I knew there was going to be some sort of resistance or some sort of they've never had a coach like this before, and that's an adjustment period. And I felt going into this past season, the team was going to they were going to take a step because they knew what the accountability was going to look like, and they knew what the standard of work ethic was going to be like, and the culture was going to be of a winning team. And so they took a lot of good steps there. Now, if we're going to keep improving, they got to take more. So do I think he was hard? Overall, I think it was what was needed, so to speak. Yeah,
I get you.
Well, you knew what you were getting. That's probably why you hired him. Although some of these kids, Patty, they've never been coached hard in their life, until they get to the NHL. It's like it's a culture shock for these kids.
Some of it. Yeah, I gotta shut my phone off here, guys. It keeps ringing. I got someone.
Who's calling you?
Answer it. Well, listen.
I got a ring cam, and so when someone shows up on the property, it rings off.
Oh, so I gotcha. Well, there you go.
I can figure it out here. Hold on one second here.
You're good.
You're good, man.
There we go.
We're checking out your truck. What kind of truck you got?
All, guys. I can do it all.
What kind of truck you in right now?
That's a Porsche.
I'm in a Ford 150 crew cab.
Yeah, baby. All right.
I love it.
Porsche.
Hey,
get out of here.
Cam Fowler. This guy was unbelievable when he came to St. Louis, and you knew that. I mean, obviously, it's sometimes you make moves depending on where you're at as an organization. I get it, but how did that all come together, and what were those conversations like with him initially about, accepting a trade and moving on to St. Louis? Did it take a lot of convincing? How'd that come together?
Not really. I think, but ultimately, I think Cam's. We were really upfront with each other, and I think each of us understood each other's position, and so I get Cam, he understands. He's got 2 years left on his deal, probably, looking forward, he's going. I want to, I still have a lot of life in me, and I certainly go to a team that has the ability to be in the playoffs and, have a chance to win. And so, he obviously had the last say. So when I presented him St. Louis, I think there was a couple of things. I think Cam was ready to move, and when I ended up trading him, it was the right time. And anytime, I mean, whenever a player can get a chance to get a fresh start, and it's exciting and new. Cam, he took off with St. Louis, which for me, it's not surprising.
Okay.
Like, it's not like he, it was a fresh start. I've been traded, sometimes you play for a team for a long time, and sometimes things, I'm not saying it got stale, but there was that possibility, got a little stale. The organization was thinking differently than what Cam was. And it ultimately, I wanted our young guys playing and getting lots of ice time and gaining that experience that's going to be needed down the road for winning. And so putting all our young guys in those situations, so they are prepared, in 2 years from now. And Cam saw it. He understood. And I wanted to give him a chance to go, ultimately win. And so I think in the end, it worked out for all of us.
So you weren't surprised of his, his offensive number. He led the Blues defense in scoring.
He took off. He took off. It was just, the other thing he probably didn't have in our organization was the Parayko. He played with Parayko. So Parayko would hang back. Cam could get up, and so Cam played more freely. It was completely different. It was like the responsibility of him being able to get up and play a good two-way game. He just really responded well to it. And with us, he couldn't quite do that. That ability to be able to do that, he had to worry about the defensive side of things probably way more than on our team that he did with St. Louis.
I love the fact that you were here a few days later to present the silver stick for his 1,000th game too.
That's cool.
I didn't like that game. We had a love fest that night, and I think our players forgot to show up to play a hockey game, and we got our butts kicked.
Oh my God!
Yeah, shit. He played without Colin Parayko when Colin Parayko got hurt, and he led the team that really kind of get him into the playoffs too. I mean, he took over that ice time that Parayko was having, and really just kind of took over as the number one defenseman. So, he's a special guy. And I want to ask you about Leo Carlsson. He really kind of broke out this year, man. He seems like a really good kid, a big kid. Like, what do people not know about him?
Well, he's incredibly talented. He's like has elite hockey sense. Very underrated with his speed. Comes through the neutral zone very, very fast. His agility on his, to be able to go east-west is incredible. And so with that length, that he has at being 6'3.5", almost 6'4", it allows certain advantages. And so the best thing for Leo is he is just starting to figure all of that stuff out. And I think the one thing that I've been harping on him, he's got a great shot. He doesn't use it enough. And so that's the one that I kind of started to shoot puck in the last half of the season. It started going in, and now I'm going to keep impressing upon him to shoot the puck because he has the ability to score just as much as he has the ability to be able to make plays. And so I want him to be kind of a 50-50 player, where it's 50% goal scoring, 50% playmaking. So it's a mindset with Leo, and so we're trying to change that mindset for him to be more aggressive with his shooting on the ice.
Listen, remember you guys had you managed out a schedule for him his rookie season, where he didn't play every night. What went into that? You think that helped him, moving into his second year and obviously during his rookie year? And a follow-up real quick, though. What was it about him? Because I think some people were surprised. I was at the draft. I think some people thought, oh, they're going to take Fantilli number 2. They're going to take Will Smith. But you took Leo Carlsson, which obviously was a good pick. It's been proven that so far, but maybe surprised some people that you picked him at 2.
Well, I think, we all, I go with Mark Madden's got probably the best saying. He says, we're not picking them who's the best player when they're 18. We're trying to project that they're going to be a great player when they're 24, 25.
Yeah. Start
carrying you, into, the playoffs and carrying you deep into the playoffs. I think that was the goal. And we just saw so much upside with Leo physically that, when the physical part of the game comes along with obviously his talent, it's going to be, just a real good combination of a 200-foot player. And I think that when we looked at it that way, I think that's kind of like how the approach was going into that pick.
Yeah. What about managing his schedule, his rookie season?
So managing that, that was kind of born out of the sense when I watched him at development camp. So basically he went to the World Championships. He had gone to World Junior. He hadn't stopped playing hockey till almost the middle of June, I think, when early June is when the World Championships. Then he came over to the Combine. And then he went from the Combine to the draft right into development camp. But when I watched him at development camp, he looked tired to me. Didn't have a lot of energy, and it was at that point that I said, well, we're going to see what kind of summer he has, and then we're going to decide. I said, I don't know which league he's going to play in. It might be the NHL. We have the ability to put him in San Diego, or we could, obviously loan him back to his team in Sweden. So we had like 3 different options. When he showed up to camp, he was a completely different kid. And where I started thinking about what is kind of known as the Leo plan now, I wanted to see how strong he was, where his weight was. And so I talked to my sports science guy, and we developed a plan that can we train this guy? Can we get him stronger? And can we put some weight on in this, till Christmas time? And so once we hatched this plan, Leo trained really hard, like it was the summer, got to play 2 games a week, and he got to train really hard, and ultimately got the handcuffs taken off, so to speak, in January, where he could play every day. And I just thought it was it worked out for him, and it worked out for us. So now that I've got that, that experience with player, I'm not going to be afraid to do it again if it presents itself.
You know what? It must be nice when you're a young kid and you're forced to put weight on. You know what I mean? Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you need me to gain weight? Oh, I'll do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I never had a problem doing that.
I mean, you kidding me? But so are you, like, do you have all these, are you really watching these young kids when you draft them and you sign them and they're young? Are you watching them throughout the summer? Are you just like, yep, I know you have a trainer back home. Do what you got to do. Are you talking to their trainers? Like, how connected are you with their workouts?
Yeah, our strength coaches, obviously, and our player development guys all stay on top of that stuff. So, but I let them know how important it is, from the get-go, that it's going to be vital to them, not only playing in this league, but staying in this league or becoming the player that they want to become and that we want them to become. So it's the hardest part is for these guys to understand when they start playing against men, how much work they actually have to do to start to be able to compete against, mature hockey teams, from my perspective.
Patty, remember last time we talked? We were talking about how because Troy Terry and Zegras, they were all upset because they got like punched in the face, like when they went into the scrum, against Arizona or whatever, and like it was like I know you had to talk to your players after that. Do you feel like they've grown from that standpoint, having each other's back?
They've become a closer team, understanding the importance of a pack mentality when they're on the ice and protecting one another. Yeah, the team has really grown in the last year and a half from that perspective. Yes, I've kind of, can we get better? Sure, can we get better? But it's the team has grown a lot from that perspective. My perspective in that area.
You got a lot of attention for how you negotiated that contract with Vetrano with all the deferred money. Like, are other guys going to want to do that? Is that like a one-off that was a special situation for him? Whose idea was that? Who's the brains in the organization there, Patty? Was that all you?
Well, no, it wasn't all me. Jeff Solomon presented the idea to me, and we actually had an example with Ohtani just down the road, about 40 miles. With the Dodgers. And so we really, I guess I wanted to eliminate, a disadvantage from a tax standpoint of being in California. And so this contract for Frankie would allow that to happen. And there's always, the first one's always the tough one to get out of the way. And I think, we presented this idea to Frankie, and once the agents understood the whole concept, how it would be advantageous, for Frankie, it became we really worked hard to get it accomplished.
He seems like a good dude, to have around young kids or whatever. A good guy to have around the room. Good vet.
Yeah, he leads by example. He's got he trains really hard, and he's a really good example from a work ethic standpoint, and just a great example on the ice as well. I like his energy and what he provides. He's got an ability to be able to drag his teammates into battles, from an emotional standpoint, which is vital some nights when the body's not feeling too good or feeling well enough for you to, sometimes you need to bring a little bit of energy or anger to the game that kind of helps you bust through when you're not feeling that great physically.
Mm-hmm. I played against that Gudis in the minors and a little bit in NHL, and he scared me. I'm not scared of many people besides my wife when she gets mad at me, and maybe Andy when he gets mad at me. I hate it. Yeah. But that guy is terrifying. I guess he's one of the scariest guys in the league. We've had him on. He seems like a great dude, but god dang, he'll get you.
Radko, obviously, I don't know if you guys are aware, but I was in Tampa working for the Lightning when we drafted Radko. So I've known him for a long time. I've known his game. He's certainly a real throwback from my era, and how hard he plays, how competitive he is, and how physical he is. And he has an uncanny ability to be able to catch guys. His timing's impeccable coming through the middle. If you don't have your head up, it usually doesn't end well for players that have their head down coming through the middle of the ice. So he's kind of a modern day Scott Stevens coming through the middle. You have to know when he's on the ice, and you have to understand how he approaches the game through the neutral zone. So he's a very tough player to play against there.
Hey, listen, outside of maybe Edmonton, I mean, you look at the teams that are left in the playoffs. I mean, we all know who their number one goaltender is. Like, who's your number one goaltender? Do you have a guy that you identify as your number one heading into next year? Is Doxtal, is he capable of being that guy yet?
We don't really. I think the one thing is obviously John's been the number one goalie here. I like to just call it a 1A or 1B or 2 1As or whatever how you want to say it. We have two really good goaltenders that that we can put on a nightly basis that's going to give us a great opportunity to win a hockey game. And I think the good thing with John Gibson last season, he had a really good bounce back season. I think we hired Peter Budaj last summer as our goalie coach, and I think he did a phenomenal job with John Gibson. And I think the relationship between both of them was really good to where it really helped John become, the goaltender, that he was, statistically, 3 or 4 years ago. So it's a good thing is how I look at it.
Yeah, we had him on too. John Gibson. He's been dealing with trade rumors forever, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Do you ever talk to him about those, or you just let it go?
No, not really. I don't. It's just something that we just kind of try and put aside. There's things that obviously players can't control. There's media that talk about a lot of things. I think he's he's focused on being a great goalie and working hard in practice and getting better. So I think that's what he concentrates on and having fun with his team.
You got a couple former Tampa Bay Lightning, I'm curious if we're going to see more show up. I mean, yeah, Killorn's there. I'm curious if we're going to see more end up in, and we got to be careful because of tampering and whatnot, So I didn't know who else you tried to pry out of there, when they were free agents. You had Stamkos lurking, Did you call him? Come on, Steven, come out to the beach.
Well,
come out.
We always, I like, I'm not shy. I like, certainly where when you're trying to improve the team, it's Stamkos is obviously a heck of a player and continues to keep scoring goals. So that, that's always an important thing when you're trying to win hockey games, is scoring as many goals as you possibly can.
I'm just trying to make a deal for you, Patty, with Barry.
That's what we do, Patty.
Okay.
That's what we do.
Trying to make that happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I appreciate your help, guys.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Well, and he probably would come now, He may. I don't so it's always interesting. Hey, before we let you go, I know he's your buddy. You got to tell Stevie Wide to smile, everyone. He
just
does
once in a while.
He does these press conferences. He hates he hates the media. You're around him away from the cameras, and is he a funny guy? Does he like to have a good time and smile and he doesn't hate everybody, does he?
Yeah, no, he does. He has lots of fun. He certainly does. Yeah. No, he's he likes to have fun. Just being around the media, he's dead serious, dead serious.
Yes, man.
Is that how you are too, Pat?
Yes, I am most of the time. Yeah.
Does the media bother you in Anaheim? Do you ever get calls from media?
No,
yeah, okay.
No. We're, we're all good. I don't have, I don't have any issues. I think anyway.
No.
They may tell me something different, but that's my perspective.
No, you got a good
for you, man.
media group out there.
You do.
Hey, and last thing, I should know, but are you guys a cap team? Where do you expect to be next season? I feel like, just judging by your personality and what you're saying, I mean, you want to win, and that's probably a requirement, right? To win in the league, you kind of have to spend money. So are you expect to be a cap team?
Well, that's kind of a loaded question. Certainly we're going to manage it to the best of our ability. We have a lot of young guys that are going to be coming up with contracts shortly. This summer we've got Dostal and we've got McTavish and a few others. So all of that, has to be put into the plan. It has to be put into how we look into the future. So that's hard to say at this point. We're certainly going to push to make the team as best as we can, but we're also going to make sure that we manage our money or manage the cap wisely.
Yeah. Think long term. I get it. But you're heading down the right track. Last thing for you, who's the next prospect to arrive? You got a bunch of good ones, man. I mean, just look, you guys have a lot of players on the way. Anybody that
it's
really
hard to say.
excites
It's
you?
hard
You
to
know,
say.
yeah.
Like Tristan Luno, is probably, he's probably. We have Ian Moore, we just signed out of college. Those guys. Luno was AHL Rookie of the Year. Moore played a few games with us up top, looked pretty good, looked comfortable. So we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna take our time and develop them the right way. We have some ability to be able to do that. Beckett Seneca is probably another kid that is going to get a good look at training camp. He's playing with Oshawa Generals right now, so he was our former first rounder. And then Stian Solberg's another kid that we drafted out of Norway. That he ended up playing with last 12 games in the AHL and finished the season strongly. So we'll see how all these kids how they show up in camp and see how far they're advanced.
Why was Beckett Seneca? Why was he so shocked that you guys drafted him like that? I mean, was it really that far off the board? I mean, his look on his face was priceless.
Well, I think a lot of these kids go based on who they talk to a lot in the interview process. Certainly, we had talked to Beckett, and we, through the interview at the combine. So I felt that we had a good feeling of who he was as a player and as a person. So I didn't need to do it.
Listen,
Patty, you're the man.
You're headed down the right way. Even though it took me a little while to get used to the orange helmets
I like it.
and the orange drop, but I really you see it live. I really like it. I wasn't sure it's in preseason, but then the more it grew on me big time. So you got great uniforms.
You got renovations coming to the Honda Center.
A lot of good young players. So
I would say take your wife out for a nice dinner tonight, though, and a Netflix movie because she had to sit here for an hour and a half. I'm sorry. I apologize to her.
Yeah, guys, just so you know, we'll be watching hockey games tonight.
Oh,
she
there
watches
you go.
hockey games with me all along.
Good
So
for you. Good for you.
Yeah. Anyway.
I love it.
She hangs out. She hangs out with me while we watch games.
Yeah.
I know the drill.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I love it.
And congrats on the Q hire. And I give you a lot of credit for having
thanks.
the balls to do it, Patty.
We're rooting for you, man. We are.
And he'll reward you.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks a lot.
Patty.
Okay.
See you guys.
Take care.
Thank you
Drive
again.
safe.
Drive safe.
Take care. Thank you.
The Chemistry Podcast is brought to you by Bellman. BEHLMANN. Bellman Automotive. Located where?
Troy,
Missouri. Buick GMC on one side of the street. Right on the other side, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Get yourself some new wheels in time for the winter. That was Patty Verbeek. Big things happening
in Anaheim.
with the Anaheim Ducks. What's the biggest impact you think Q will have?
Get everybody to work harder.
Yeah.
That's it.
Get
Listen, it's
everyone's
all,
attention.
Just learn the system, just like what Monty did, Jim Montgomery did in St. Louis. Like he just did. Yeah, they got a couple new players here and there, but they implemented a strategy and a perfection on your system, and it's exactly what Joel Quenneville is going to do. And it's weird, like Patty Verbeek, you're looking for a coach. Oh, you just got one of the best coaches ever in hockey history.
Ever. It just fell into your lap.
You got one of the best coaches in hockey history.
Fell into your lap.
And
they would never get him if he didn't go through all that shit.
No.
Right?
Unless you're paying him a ton of money. You would never get him. You wouldn't have left.
You'd have to go to your owner and be like, listen, we have to take advantage of this guy being available.
You got one of the best coaches ever in hockey history. And that's it. And he's a great human being, too.
Yeah.
Did he fuck up? Yeah, he did. He should have done a little bit more. A lot more. He should have. He knows that. He's one of the best coaches in hockey history, and you got him. And you got a lot of young kids. You got a lot of draft picks. He's going to be perfect for that situation. Perfect fucking environment.
Although I do want to remind everyone, I don't want to get too into it right now, but a lot of the details and information that came out in that report was the first time he had heard of that. He was told of text messages and some of that shit, and maybe when you say he could have done a little more, he should have told that motherfucker, hey, get the fuck out of here. Stop texting fucking players and whatever, harassing the players or whatever. But in terms of a lot of the details and to the extent that it went to, and there's a reason why, all I'm going to say is this. There's a reason why the player in this particular situation, his name's escaping me.
Beach, Kyle.
Yeah, so
You
take that out.
fucked that up on the radio the other day too.
I know I couldn't remember his name.
I go. I should have texted. I was like, listen.
I didn't
why?
say the name.
I should have texted.
Yeah.
I know. It's all good.
There's a reason
I
why.
listen to everything. You know that.
There's a reason why Kyle Beach has taken Joel's calls, talked to the Anaheim Ducks, endorsed the idea to the league, to the Ducks, to other teams probably as well, that he should be coaching in the NHL again. There's a reason why he's endorsing him. And I'll say this to all the people who are so upset and angry, like this impacted their personal lives. Okay.
They can't live anymore.
But
we're not watching hockey.
Can I
anymore.
just say this to all of y'all? And I understand why you're sensitive to this. It's a very sensitive topic, and you know there's no place for any type of sexual abuse or anything like that. But don't act like Joel was the abuser. Number one, and number two, if the victim has forgiven, you should be able to move forward too. The victim forgave the coach. You should be able to move forward too. He's okay. He's moved on with his daily life. Been taken care of and whatnot.
He's got a lot of money now.
But if he's moving forward, you should move forward. That's all I'm saying. I don't like to tell people how they should think and how, whatever. But you know
but
what I
sometimes
mean
you
by
gotta tell
that?
them to shut the fuck up and relax a little bit.
Yeah.
They do that with everything with politics. It's the end of the world. I'm never watching
Right.
this again. Yeah, you will. Shut up.
Hey, I like act like
Have you ever talked to him before? Wait. Have you met him?
Yeah.
You ever talked to Joe Quenneville? Have you talked to anybody that knows Joe Quenneville?
Stop
Have you?
saying that he wrote a
Have you?
recommendation letter. He never wrote a recommendation letter. Go watch the interview. And the team has collaborated everything that he said to be true.
Yeah. No, he did his time, and now he's back, and it's a good sign for Anaheim, man.
Mm-hmm.
They need a coach like that. They do. They need a lot of teams do.
This will be the best thing for these young kids.
Yeah, they might do something.
Who knows, man?
He's kind of hidden down there too. Like the media's okay.
I'll be interested to see who he brings with him.
I'm rooting for him.
Yeah.
He's so nice to me. He's always been nice to me when I played. Always comes up, shakes my hand. We hung out a couple weeks ago when Chaser had his event. He knows Andy. I know him well. Like, I like that guy a lot. Did he could have done a couple more things? No doubt about it, man. No doubt about it. But
Stan,
right now,
Stan Bowman's back in.
no shit, they're back in. Shovel day off. Who else was on
Here's what people need to understand also. Joel is not a threat to anybody's safety or well-being
there? Yeah, no doubt.
of a player that's in the Anaheim organization or any player that he coaches in the future. Same with Stan Bowman. So
Yeah.
if you're a parent and you send your kid off to go play with the Ducks, they're okay.
Yeah, exactly. There it is. No doubt about it. The only threat is that he's going to make your kid more money because he's going to learn how to play the game.
Yeah.
And you got to deal with the money aspect. That's it. Or maybe you're banging too many girls in Southern California because you're playing well, because your coach is great.
She's sitting behind the bench. Maybe you'll have some of those
If
now
I
at the
was
games.
fucking, what's his name? Wyatt Johnson, I'm going after Tits McGee just for the boys. 100%. Hey, girl, what's up? Oh, she's going to say no?
She's not saying no to Wyatt.
No, hell nah. Wyatt,
How do
get
they
on
get
that.
those tickets right behind the bench?
It's called money.
And then the woman who dresses, that's the difference between Edmonton and Dallas. The person sitting behind the bench in Edmonton is painted silver and
Yeah.
dressed like a Stanley Cup.
I don't know. How's that girl?
In Dallas, they have who?
Tits fucking McGee, baby. It's my girl right there.
In Edmonton, they have who?
Fucking, I don't know. Who is that one broad? She showed her tits. Where'd she go?
No, she's dressed like a Stanley Cup, dude. She's painted silver.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
So
no
you
wonder.
haven't seen her?
Is that her? I've seen the thing. Is that her?
Yeah, she's
Are
like
her hooters shaking out?
she's always no. The girl who's dressed in Edmonton.
Yeah.
She dresses like a Stanley Cup. She's always outside at the rallies. Now she's behind the bench.
But is the same girl that showed her cleavage?
No.
Oh, you need one of them again. It's good to have a monster rack behind the bench. It is what it is. Remember the one girls from Cowboys in Calgary? They're all hot.
Mama Stanley, dude. That's her
They're all
name.
sitting next to Calgary's coach behind, and they're all like putting their hand up when
They
he
did
put
a
his
whole
hand up.
story on her, Mama Stanley.
Cool.
I'm gonna show you what she looks like here in a second. Yeah, they did a whole story on her. It's
It must have been
it's
a
an
riveting
amazing
story.
story.
I read
Firstform.com
everything. I didn't see that.
/Cam /Strick. Use our link today. Get that strawberry smash cake protein bar. I can't wait till they come in.
Beef sticks, magnesium,
Oh.
protein, hydration sticks. They have it all. They have it all.
18 grams of
Liver.
protein in that.
Was it liver? What's that called? That I got take those for your liver.
Yeah.
Which I need. God.
Just search liver in the search bar.
Yeah, and it's like helps your liver. Fuck, I need that. A lot of people need that.
Okay, so here she's painting herself. She's putting
Oh,
all the all the
God.
silver.
You would watch
No,
a documentary like that.
This is what she's painting. She's
That's what
putting.
Andy watches.
she's putting
Meanwhile,
this-
I'm watching shit on fucking
She's putting this
Russia, Ukraine.
Oh my God! Now look at her.
Holy mackerel! God,
Now look. That's who's behind the bench
Lovely
in
woman.
Edmonton.
Lovely
Okay.
woman, lovely woman.
So she's behind the bench in Edmonton. Who's behind the bench in Dallas?
Fucking Ted's fucking Magoo. Hotness. She's
All right,
probably a little beat up.
firstform.com/Cam use our link and use it today. Get that protein powder. Let us know what you like, man. Give us your top 5 from First Form. Hell yeah. Illinois
yeah.
Recovery Center.
Right there in Swansea, Illinois, baby. Chrissy Pondoff. What was the hashtag?
Hashtag call Chrissy.
Call Chrissy. Hashtag call Chrissy.
Call Chrissy today.
Hashtag call Chrissy today, baby.
I'm
That's
starting
it.
a movement.
Yep.
We want to hang up one of those shirts.
Call Chrissy today.
Let's get a shirt made, Chrissy.
Chrissy, hook us up, baby. Eric Conley, Jacob Miller, love you guys,
All
man.
y'all. You need somebody,
Swansea, Illinois.
reach
we love
out
you.
to me.
Warm beds, man. They'll help you.
Call me.
I tell you what, though, I need to go live on their podcast. So
Yes, you do. It was a great episode.
yeah, well, tell me about it. I bet you did pretty good in his
Hat launch,
I
baby.
bet you did pretty. The numbers did pretty good.
I'm
I bet.
sure they did.
I let it out. I just look like shit in my basement.
Oh, God.
My fucking camera was like this.
Oh, God.
After a while, it's going up my nose.
Hatlaunch.com, baby. Look
Son
at
of a
Cam's hat.
bitch.
They can make your hat, too. Put your logo on a hat. Best quality hats. Best customer service. Best turnaround time. Best people.
They're the best of the best. It is
Best
what it is.
logos.
Yep.
Most creative.
They're type A. Andy's type B.
They're
We're
type
all
A.
type A.
Danny and everybody over
creative.
there. Jordan, the whole crew. True Float, baby. Get yourself a shit-kicking cooler.
It's getting warm in Missouri now.
It's river season,
It's
baby.
river.
The river is high.
God damn, I can't wait.
Cam
to
and I
go
are
on
going to go out on the river together, actually.
that. That's debatable.
Get a boat and get out on the river. True Float, TRU,
I don't like hanging out
Float.
with people on the river that don't know what they're doing.
Alberta, baby. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like what?
Dude, you just
Like what?
fucking get in the kayak and
Get out of here. You don't know the river.
Paddle
dude.
away.
You don't know the river like I do. I don't hang out with people that
Cam,
don't.
Cam,
I don't know.
I'll live
I
off
don't-
the land,
I don't-
dude.
Yeah, you will. I don't hang out with people that don't know what the fuck they're doing on the river.
True Float.
I don't.
Get there today. And check out all the great heated chairs. They put your logo on the chair, on the cooler. Great for auction items if you're having golf tournaments and all that. Bolt Sports, you want to get better? Yes or no? Then get the dangle bar.
You want to
learn
keep
how
up with the
stick
pace?
handle.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Do it today.
Every other kid's doing it.
Bolt Sports, baby. Blue Note Roofing. Cam's bothering Dave.
No, I stopped bothering
You
him.
can never bother Dave. 314-920-5713 because he is the best. He's patient. Does the best roofing, soffit, fascia, siding, gutters, whatever it is you're looking for. He can
Fascia.
do it. Blue Note Roofing. He'll talk pucks with you too. Look for that big yellow truck that says Blue Note Roofing on the side of it.
he's
Can't
the
miss
man.
it.
He's the man.
Shilly Plastering. Get plastered with Shilly Plastering. You know it's pool season, Cam.
That's where the plaster goes.
Third generation company. They've been owned since 1950. Plaster pools. That's not all they do. They do residential pools as well as home plastering too. So check that out.
Yeah, his daddy coached me too, Davey. I love you.
Love Shilly. SCHILLI.
There it is.
Ryan Shilly. Say hi to him.
What's up, Rai? What up, baby?
Hell yeah. Team of professionals.
Tell your
and
daddy I said
craftsmen.
what's up.
Turn your backyard into an oasis this summer. We'll come hang out with you.
If you got a pool, I'll come over. Shit.
We're coming.
As long as you don't have kids.
Jersey Generator. JerseyGenerator.com, man.
Look at these. Look at Andy and
Look
I.
at
Look at him.
And to that
Look at his
Purdue
ears.
Purdue trombone player, we appreciate you supporting our sponsor.
Look at how he made
You're
your ear-
chirping the Purdue trombone. He supported our
He made
sponsor.
your ears a lot bigger than mine. Oh my God.
You have an Adam's apple.
You don't. That's why you'd be a good lady boy.
Hey, tell the
in
Purdue
Thailand.
tell the Purdue trombone player thanks for like, supporting.
My bad on that, homie.
That wasn't cool.
I don't know how to play an
It's
instrument.
a cool
You're
ass
cool. and
jersey, dude.
I didn't chirp him. Sorry. I'm sorry about that. I love you. I just would rather play the guitar or the piano or the motherfucking saxophone, baby. That's sexy as shit. Like Kenny G. Let's go. Elevator music. Women go crazy for that shit.
Look at it.
Tits McGee would be all over you.
It's not a trombone on the jersey. It's like a
That's
Purdue. It's a Boilermaker, like a train and
It's
shit.
a train.
Yeah, but he played in the band, dude.
Yeah, but you said trombone.
I
It
thought-
kind of made me like,
Look at
he,
that. Look at
he
that.
probably plays a fucking guitar, and you said trombone like an
Let
asshole.
me see what it
Why don't you figure your
says.
shit out first?
His
Poor
name's
guy.
Zach, dude.
Zach, what's up?
Long
homie?
time listener.
Sorry about
dude.
Andy.
Say
He
hi
doesn't
to
know
Zach.
shit. Sorry, Zach, what's
Just
up, baby?
received his jersey. Was a Purdue trombone player.
Okay,
Used
that's
that
all good.
logo
I'm not
for his
chirping.
jersey. Long time listener.
We love
Zach.
you. We love you. Okay?
Cam at Bellman, you get no.
Swing index. Told you that a million goddamn times. A million times. Don't play around with me.
Jersey generator, by the way. And
God
check out the
dang.
Instagram and get your logo on a jersey.
God dang.
At Bellman, they give you sushi and flavored water. They've got.
Type B.
Where's it located?
That's type B
Where's it
personality right there.
located?
You don't. You're
Out in Troy.
Troy, Missouri. You're type B.
Buick GMC on one side of the street. Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Check it out today. Bellman. Say hi to Danny and Dale.
Kenny,
and
Dale.
Kenny.
God damn all
They're
y'all.
the absolute best.
We love you guys, man. I'll be up there too because my transmission's going out.
Cam needs a truck. All right, all y'all. Appreciate the
See you,
support as
homies.
always,
Love
man.
you
We'll do
guys,
it again
man.
next week.
Love
Always
you.
support the Cam and Strick podcast. Subscribe today.
See you, dudes.
Yerk! Let's go! Cam's a shit kicker, 2 bombs in the lead. Soul dragon cougars, no time for fatigue. And he's a shit talker, stirring up the show. Never played a shift, but he's ready to go.